Rough. I wonder. That poor dog.
Can people hear the dog?
Can people hear the dog? Can people hear us?
Can you
this
hear
is
us
the
and the
Showcase.
dog barking next door?
I'm Brandon Jones. This is Isla Hank.
Hi.
Woof. Woof.
Woof, woof,
It's the
woof.
Community Showcase. We are Easy Allies. We are on Twitch.
Thanks, Aaron.
We look and sound amazing. Great. Camera didn't work the first time. Second time, it worked.
Gotta restart that computer a couple, 2-3 times, as they would say in the Midwest.
But I did that. Got here early enough. Got everything set up. I think I got them all. I might. It's like Pokemon, man. I always get, I get 100, but it's that 101. I think I got everything. Ashes Variant actually had their post deleted like 2 or 3 times. Got it right at the end.
Nice.
And it is a video post and a very good one at that. So it'll be the wrap up of the whole
Patreon deletes
showcase.
video posts?
They delete just posts, just comments, man. Yeah.
Posts.
People just do stuff, and yeah, they're a sleight of hand, that Patreon. But it is also the reason that we exist. So you see the catch-22 there, the double-edged sword,
Yeah.
as Brad likes to say.
Does he say that?
He said that last night.
Okay.
He said a double-sided sword, and then he corrected himself. This is the Community Showcase. It's a
All swords are
$10 and above
double-sided.
tier on Patreon. For $10, once a month we get together and we put up a post. Shout out to Daniel Bloodworth, who put up the post. And a lot of people are like, hey,
Who is
Blood,
not
you look
me.
weird.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. So Blood said he was filling in for posting for the showcase, but Blood ain't gonna do no showcase.
But ain't gonna do no showcase.
When I needed 2 people to fill in for 2 months while I was gone with my newborn babe, do you know who filled in? Do you remember?
Damiani?
Michael Damiani filled in for the show,
Yeah.
because this is a very Damiani kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
a lot of XSplit manipulation happening in there.
Right. I'm turning lots of eyeballs, opening and closing many eyeball icons for our patrons at $10
Oh,
and
yes.
above.
I was like,
And-
what are you talking about?
It's on the screen.
Yeah.
For $10 and up, again, people can submit a comment. That's how this show originally started. Community comments. Why it says comments in the corner. We'll get to those to start, and then we will go through drawings, screenshots of Final Fantasy XIV, which are awesome. Lots of costumes to salivate over.
You could do Halloween costumes.
Photographs. Yeah.
Oh.
Photographs. There's even Halloween stuff in Writers Republic. Everybody. It's still a Halloween party. Lots of Halloween spooky stuff in case anybody's missing the vibe.
I just yesterday bought girl snowboarding jacket and snow pants. Very excited.
One voiceover we also accept. There's a clip down there. One person from our community is unfortunately in the hospital right now, but says hi from the hospital.
Hi. Are you
So
okay?
hi and lots of love to them. A long-time patron whose name you'll definitely recognize. And videos and some wonderful music, some spooky remixes and stuff like that. Some good stuff. We're going to start off with comments, though. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, patrons, for
Thank
being
you.
patrons. And you can all just enjoy this here on Twitch if you're watching this live, or if you're watching the archive, and you're like, hey,
Olive, enjoy it.
that Kevin Gillet
Have an olive.
writes some good music there. Yeah, I called Kevin out. I want to see more of
true.
Kevin Gillet's music. You can check out patreon.com/easyallies. On the top, you'll see a bunch of shows that we do. One of them is Community Showcase. Has a white background, little red border. Click on that, and you'll see November and all of the months before that. The whole time we've been doing the Community Showcase. I will make that post live the moment we're done with the stream, and then you can go and check out all the cool stuff. You can check out all the other things people have done, or if you're like, that painting, I want that as a wallpaper. Go grab it. Support the people that support
Steal
us in the Community Showcase.
Actually,
Including-
go to the person who made the painting and buy something.
Right. After you give us $10 to be a part of the showcase. Or just watch the showcase. Just hang out with us. Happy gaming. Kicking off comments. Hello there, Jones and Isla. Unfortunately, I was unable to make a review or video this month as expected because we completed our move across the country back to the Pacific Northwest. My capture equipment, along with all of our stuff, is going to be coming in on Friday. We are loving our new place, though, even if we don't have any of our possessions and are sleeping on an air mattress for now. Yes.
That's a good vibe sometimes.
Yeah, I remember.
I love that.
My empty. It's funny because it's been a year. Like now, like a week from now, a year ago, we were like almost in the house. And,
I remember that.
Our stuff was delayed like 3 days or something, or like a weekend, and so we spent like 2 or 3 days, had the crib and everything. Like all the Milo stuff went with us, so he was fine. But yeah.
They really want you to know that there are 2 VO posts. I think he was just listing.
No, there's
things.
one. See, VO, by VO I mean an audio clip, no video. Jesse Blue submitted a badass video clip, but there's an awesome background and stuff, and so I put that in there.
So they're doing
That's in
VO
the video
to
section.
a video. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Eric Jackson did a very similar thing. It's just him chatting. You see him, but it's mostly VO focused.
Jackson.
By the person in the hospital is literally them on a phone being like, hi. So a different vibe. Not as much production value, but
Hi.
as appreciated nonetheless.
Thanks, Brave.
We actually got, we actually got trick-or-treaters for the first time ever. It was something that made us both so happy, having lived in a place where the neighborhoods either weren't as safe or the community would rather just go to a store or mall event for that sort of thing. Having just gone trick-or-treating for the first time in 30 years with my 2-year-old, love and respect and props to any kid that just goes to a house. We were like, we should probably only go to houses with decorations. Like, never thought about that?
Yeah.
But that's probably like the unspoken dialogue there. Yeah. It's like if there's a pumpkin out, odds are good.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Sometimes there'd be full animatronics and lights, and like would ring the doorbell, nothing. Just like 6:30. Like,
piss off.
Could have fooled me.
We love Halloween, but we hate trick-or-treaters.
Please leave. One boy came to the door, maybe 4 years old, dressed as a firefighter.
Yeah,
we told everyone to
classic.
take a big handful of candy as they came through. Some were shy about it. Some would oblige with gusto. This boy looked at the bowl of candy, then back to his dad holding his jack-o'-lantern bucket, then back to the bowl of candy and said, "No thanks, my bucket's too full."
But he still came up to the house.
Just to say hi, just to say trick-or-treat.
Oh my God.
Because the party never stops. Never in my life have I seen a kid so politely turn down candy on Halloween night, but it made us both laugh. That set aside, though, especially being in closer proximity to our friends and family, I thought it would be a good month to talk about things that I'm thankful for in time for the American festivities of November.
Yeah.
Here's a list of just a few things that I'm grateful for. I'm very thankful for my loving partner of over 10 years who braved 2 cross-country moves, and our wonderful cat Riku who joined us back on the return trip. Whether it's gaming, watching cartoons, or going on adventures in and out of the house, they're faithful companions I don't know what I would do without. Riku and gaming. I wonder how Riku...
I think that's a reference to the anime Berserk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This one may sound dumb, but to me it feels like a blessing that certain games exist. That's dumb. And I'm happy that we have the privilege to play them. Many games aren't perfect, and it can be easy to look at them a little harshly, over-critically, and lose sight of just how special and wonderful the medium can be. Think about this. We live in a world where after a lengthy and rocky 10-year development cycle, we can still play Final Fantasy XV. Sure, it's not perfect, and likely no game is going to be that 10 out of 10 Hologrades contender to everyone, but sometimes it's important to take a step back and realize how wonderful it is that these games can exist. Somebody asked me what game I want in VR now that I played Resident Evil 4, and it was on Cup of Jones, and I didn't have an answer before Cup of Jones, and right when I was recording Cup of Jones, I was like, oh my God, GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. Because it's never going to happen. And I was just like, it's like, oh no. I'm like thinking about that now. Like,
I'm wondering if that would ruin the magic,
or
if it would be amazing.
Dude, no, it'd be amazing. Like sneaking out over the toilets and just being like...
Oh, yeah.
Because that's one of the things you don't think about in RE4. Blind fire.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
RE4 blind fire.
It was amazing.
Round the corner.
Yeah.
I know it's there.
I know he's there. I did that in the part where, right after you get the sniper rifle and it's that big open thing with all the, Ganados and the ladders and bridges and stuff. I knew there was a guy waiting right to the right of the thing, but there's a crack in the wall, so I was just like...
Yeah, that's the thing about the game. I didn't buy the sniper rifle there because the pistol was just rocket. It's got the laser on it, so I was just like, really pop, pop. It's pretty much its own sniper rifle. We'll be bringing up Resident Evil 4 VR several times throughout this community showcase.
I haven't finished it yet.
But the RE4 is like, wait for Goaties, man. I'm gonna come. I don't think it should win Goaty, but like, I'm gonna talk about RE4.
Hubert was already nervous about it.
Holy cow, it's really neat. Lastly, I just want to say how grateful I am for EZA and the surrounding community. Though some of the toughest years of my life, you've been through some of the toughest years of my life. You've been a source of positivity and friendship, and y'all are irreplaceable. Love y'all. Have an excellent November full of things to be thankful for and exciting. I want you to have an exciting November and good food.
Thank you.
From Parasite Paladin. Hello, hope you're all doing well. I was going to add a picture, maybe, but the deadline is here. Shout out to RF Switch for leaving a reminder comment on my post, so I'll just talk about the games I've been playing. First up is Punchline. It is a visual novel based on the anime of the same name. As a person that plays more visual novels than the average person, this game isn't that good. Just watch the anime instead. Animes that turn into visual novels. Is that a thing? That's probably way more of a thing than I realized. Never mind.
I thought you were joking. That is definitely a thing.
Yeah. The story is good, but the game uses 3D models for characters as opposed to 2D models, like VNs usually do. There we go. This highlights limited animations, which brings it down. It's fully voiced, but that isn't enough to save it. I say that because I get emails in my inbox of every game on the planet.
Yes.
And nobody's sending me visual novel anime emails. That's the thing. Fighting games? Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you're just not the target demo, because I get those visual novels.
I'm still bummed I never played Summer Lesson. that
VR?
The PSVR game where you're like
I know Summer Lesson.
Study with that gal.
Uh-huh.
This highlights limited animations, which brings it down. It's fully voiced, but that isn't enough to save it. The next game is Geometry Wars 3. If you know, you know. I know about Geometry Wars 1. I've missed the last two. I'm having fun with it again, and I have somebody on my friends list leaderboard to compete with. Nice. If you own this on PSN, feel free to add me using the ID Parasite Paladin, and we can all compete together. The last game is Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water.
Yeah.
Nice. Never owned a Wii U, so I'm happy to finally play this. I'm a huge fan of the series. In the middle of the 6th drop, I was really enjoying it. Like some of the changes to like it being level based, which works well since I can only play it for short bursts because I can't handle horror at all. So why do I like Fatal Frame, you may be thinking? I do not like ammo resource management at all. I understand it builds tension, but it adds too much thinking. I can't focus on all of that when I'm spooked. I also hate stealth so much. It's not for me. Waiting around for a good opportunity to advance in a stage moment is not fun. I want to be playing. Oh, I love that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, man. I
like stealth. I don't like pursuer enemies.
Oh, sure.
Like that you can't kill.
But like, dude, hunting deer in Valheim, I was just like in the trees, like.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's got to be deer out there.
Because we were playing it fairly early.
Red Dead, like. Oh.
When we realized that they could smell you on the wind.
Yeah.
That was a huge revelation for us. Thanks, Swordfish.
They just randomly pop up. Oh, sorry. Fatal Frame, you have unlimited ammo, just the weakest type, but it's still unlimited and brings me comfort. And in Fatal Frame, ghosts can chase you and teleport all around the levels. They just randomly pop up and it's time to fight. No escape, which means no stealth. Hooray! Which is why I can overcome the horror and play through the series as a whole, since it doesn't do things I dislike. I also enjoy the addition of spirit fragments. It changes up the battles a bit from previous games. It's neat that you can discover that you like this, because if you're like some types of horror, not other types of horror, a lot of people tend to just not check out any type of horror.
Yeah.
Because they're scared. Not a fan of the rotating camera in battle to get better shots, but I'll forgive it since it was a Wii U feature. Please, everyone, buy this game. I wrote a comment on November 2nd, my birthday. Do me a favor and play this game. I really want this series to be a glorious comeback. It really deserves it. Fatal Frame 2, one of the best games of all time. Thank you, and have a lovely day.
I love Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame is fun.
Maiden of Blackwater was one of the weaker entries I found, but like, still good. Like nothing beats 1 and 2.
This is the gen for like the series to come back. Tales of Arise, better than ever, sells more than ever.
Yeah. A new Fatal Frame game on the Switch is just a no-brainer. The damn thing's a camera.
Happy birthday! Today's a special day for me. You know what today is?
A week from now, you moved?
Oh, I did move last year. A week from now. As of today, Amanda and I have been married for 14 years.
It's your anniversary today?
It's my marriage anniversary.
And you're here with me?
And I'm here with you.
Are you doing anything special?
Yeah, I'm not watching my son right now. Just kidding.
Happy anniversary, Amanda! Do the work!
Taking a break! No.
Oh, you monster.
We will hang out tonight. We hung out last night and celebrated. And I've said this before.
What they call it these days? Hung out?
I had I said this before. And I'll say it again. It's a nice thing about if you've been married for that long that you like both give each other a break for like special events and stuff. And like even like holidays, like we spend a lot of time making sure other people are taken care of, and then each other. It's like
that's
we'll get
the
to hang out.
beautiful thing about starting relationships the lesbian way, where you just are friends with benefits until you realize you love each other.
Right.
You don't have an anniversary.
I was friends with benefits with a gal, and then I met Amanda, and then I told that gal,
My dad.
I met the woman of my dreams. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my dad met my mom at a party that he came to with another chick.
That's how it rolls.
That's just how it goes.
Chat, you're wonderful. Brandon Kigan, I was so stoked to play Back 4 Blood. Knowing about it for years before its first reveal at last year's Game Awards, it was something I couldn't wait to get my hands on. Then it came the beta, and I discovered Turtle Rock set it up to be impossible to play alone. It had to be played with others. And this introduced the fear of not being able to play alone for the main game proper. No, it's like, it's not fun. It's just
the AI just sucks.
You are wasting, but the progression as well, like, it's a waste of time.
Okay.
It's, Huber called it a glorified training mode or something.
Sure.
Fast forward to 2 days before launch, and I see a screenshot from someone who had either pre-ordered and or purchased one of the higher editions and said screenshot confirmed. While solo play is a thing, there is no progression both for in-game milestones, nor trophies, achievements, no earning supply points to unlock cards, and finding out half the playable characters are not unlocking in solo mode. But the nail in the coffin is hearing one of Michael Huber's words I dreaded, but I knew it was inevitable with all I was seeing and hearing about Back 4 Blood's multiplayer focus. Quote, the bot AI is worse than worthless. So now as I write this, I'm passing on a game I've wanted for quite some time, right as it has come out. The bot AI is worse than worthless is a great quote for Huber, because we always say, oh, Huber's so positive, he's so hyped and everything like that. He can be harsh, baby.
It's on Game Pass. Great value, that Game Pass.
And as somebody who played Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, I just the guns, just modding them and going through and being like, oh,
the
this scope,
modding is very cool.
Picking my scope was like, thank you, Turtle Rock. That's fun.
Worthless.
Worse than worthless. I'm passing a game I've wanted for quite some time right as it has come out because my tastes and preferences are very particular. Plus, I don't have much wiggle room financially to the point I have to be real choosy on what to get invested in both monetarily and interest-wise. The disappointment I'm feeling right now is a special kind I can't quite put into words. Just it. Now, Turtle Rock has stated that they are currently looking into the issues of both progression and unlocking half the cleaners for solo mode, but until they rectify those problems and improve bot AI, I now toss this with Cyberpunk in the small pile of, quote, games that need to be fundamentally fixed before I give them a chance, end quote. This means there's only one game remaining this year that I have any interest in. Halo Infinite.
Oh, of course.
I wrote into recent Frame Trap sharing how if the campaign doesn't grab me like I'm hoping, then I feel Halo won't be for me moving forward as 4 and 5 are disappointing and my friend group has drifted apart. I've hope. I know it's very Halo to have hope, but
yeah.
I think that campaign, I'm scared to start it. That's how much hope I have because I'm like, I'm gonna have to pick what, because I could see, Ben or whoever's reviewing it coming back and being like, it's 32 hours. It's a little longer than it probably should have been, but it's solid. Like, they're like, it's
a bummer it doesn't have co-op right out the gate.
It's epic as hell.
But.
Because it's the thing is like it was all my favorite Halo memories were essentially them like funneling me into something, and so it's like. Having something happen, just out of the map, but it's Halo, like music.
I'm very
characters
interested in how the open world will work. Yeah.
But I'm an open world sucker, so that's me.
Yes, you are.
I'm happy to hear and see so many I follow praise the technical flights Infinite has had. So this leads me to feel like the thing most people care about with Halo is going to be rock solid. But for me, as I just highlighted with Back 4 Blood, the single-player content is a letdown. 2021 will end as a personal bummer, with only having a very few overall good games. I'm hoping the Game Awards will deliver, as it always does, some exciting news to end the year on a somewhat positive note. Beyond that, 2022 seems to hold so much exciting stuff. I'll use next month's comment from my most anticipated list to get over the thud that is the end of the year.
I was feeling similar to that. I was like, because we're getting into the times where we have to like fill stuff out, whatever, think about goatees in a couple of months, whatever. But like, I was like, did I like anything this year? And I made a list of like games, and there were more on it than I thought.
It Takes Two popped up this morning. I was like going through stuff because we didn't review it, so I was looking at all the reviews because I'm doing the same thing, just refreshing. Like, okay, what do I need to focus on? Metroid Dread and Psychonauts 2 are like my two main focus big games right now.
I need to play Psychonauts 2 still.
Life is Strange, cool. Because I didn't play Life is Strange 2, but I really want to.
I was at a party.
And maybe Judgment, because I really don't want to miss out on the narrative argument. I always feel like I miss out.
Yeah.
Like, narrative is between, like, two people that didn't play the other game. So it's like, damn it, I want to be a bridge.
You'd appreciate this. I was at a party the other day, and this girl was dressed as Alex from...
Lost Judgment, sorry.
From Life is Strange True Colors. Nailed it. She, like, made, like, custom patches for the jackets. She looked perfect. It was perfect. Really cool.
From RF.
I have no interest in that game.
Greetings, Jones and Isla. First, Isla, now that we're on the showcase, I can finally say publicly that I'm so damn happy and proud of you for coming out. This shouldn't be a surprise, of course, but just know that I love you, my trans sibling, and I'll always have your back. Now, I promised something else for the showcase, but, well, I don't know if I should right now. Instead, I'll break my promise last month and talk about what I've been working on, since it's pretty important. As you all know, last year, I wrote 6 short stories for Themis the Cat Girl. Each had a wide range of content and themes built upon our lovely alternate universe version of Earth. I also produced audio clips for each story, but I got a ton of notes from everyone, including the allies in chat, and decided to rewrite them. And then I felt like I should improve upon my work even further and wanted to do something special, something that Isla has sort of been waiting for me to do, in fact. That said, I will soon be deleting my short stories on Ko-Fi, and when I'm finished rewriting everything, I'm going to start posting on Patreon. I want people to contribute, of course, but it'll be a nice gauge to see how many people like and want to support my work. That's how we felt when we started this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, here we go. Yeah, I mean, that's Patreon. And it, I've had that conversation with Ben Hansen. I've had that conversation with Craig Scatismus. I've had that conversation with so many people.
Yeah.
That are like, so, I'm thinking about jumping into this. And
it's a total crapshoot. Yeah. You have no idea. Much like being trans, you don't have any idea how well you're doing.
You know who didn't ask for my Patreon help?
Who?
Kyle Bossman. That said, oh wait, where is it? I want people to contribute, of course.
He knew he'd be fine.
If I knew, if I do it this way, I can do it something more with the short stories, and that is overly dramatic pause. Well, I can't talk about it yet. But I can't say that I've been talking to Jesse Blue and Eric Jackson about some things. Have you figured it out? Okay, cool, just don't say what it is. Maybe I can ask one of the 2 showcases musicians like Kevin Gillet, maybe Adam Henschel as well, to help add a bit of their work to it too. But that's why I'm moving stuff to Patreon. I want to pay people to help me to make my work better. That said, story 1, the date is finished. I'm working on story 2, The Deceitful Blade, right now. Reminds me of The Subtle Knife. It's a good time. I've also finished a brand new, caps, short story that I need to edit and maybe trim down for you all to consume later. I'm quietly working on things. Maybe you can see my world in a much better light. Until you do, I'll have to make you do with crummy comment and some nonsense about games and stuff. Sorry in advance. Thank you for putting me up with I mean, Jason Sackle leaves crummy comments every month. I mean, some people, it's just, it's just what they do.
We love all the comments.
Sorry in advance, and thank you for putting me up. I feel like I can make fun of more people that I've met in person. It's like once I've met you in person, it's like, you know. Once I've met in person like 4 or 5 times, it's over.
I just like taking on the nurturing role. So, like, you get to, like, bitch at people, and then I'm like, he's just teasing. He's just teasing, sweetie.
Sorry in advance, and thank you for putting me up with everyone. Love and respect, RF Switch. P.S. Now I made it. No more themas for a while in the showcase. P.P.S. If things settle down, maybe I'll share the other post I'd made in a later date. I love how people drag us over the coals for making promises. You made that promise. And all the time, we see, well, I know I said I was going to do the one thing.
It's kind of different, but yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm saying on the inside, not for the outside, not for the person with the expectations, for the person creating the content, for making the promises.
I like to make promises during live streams when Bloodworth is there, so he gets really uncomfortable because he doesn't like when we do that.
Jesse says I could have met Jesse in person, but I can also joke with Jesse too. I know I did not. That was not the week.
It was very cool. It was a good time. It was lovely to meet you.
From James Davey, Hi Blood and Isla. I was wondering what would happen if the dripping tear of Resident Evil, if Jill Valentine found a key, but it was stuck up the U-bend of a toilet. Jill will have to call a plumber or Dino Rod to come fix the problem. With all the undead all over the place, it'll be up to her to clear the way, poor lass. Anyway, for this month's showcase, I want to start by talking about I was hoping that was going to be the entire I was hoping
describing Jill.
I know literally step by step.
It's more of a Silent Hill thing to reach into a toilet. That happens in almost all.
I mean, there've been lots of dirty bathtubs in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least one, maybe 2. I think there might be 2 dirty bathtubs. Anyway, for this month's showcase, I want to start by talking about some personal difficulties as it relates to my passion for writing. I've been trying to break through into a paid writing gig, and although I've had some success with voluntary gigs, paid ones haven't come to fruition. I get the feeling I'm not putting my full effort and self out there. It's also extremely difficult, James.
It's just incredibly hard.
I usually have so much to say that trying to contain it is difficult. I just feel like I want to discuss video games all the time with fellow gamers. Also, with the pandemic, a lot of people are attempting to work from home. I don't live with or around people that can help me progress, and I fail time and again to have the self-motivation and the know-how to kickstart, say, a freelance writing business. I'd love to work with somebody or a group of like-minded gamers and start a website, yet trying to find this is tough. My rambling, wordy drivel can be found in the EZA community forums, now in blog form, so check there for thoughts on such topics as Far Cry 6's silliness and why Alan Wake puts me to sleep. In regards to my Q&A question about the 5 statements this month, Brandon lightly pointed out that I like some spicy takes. My point with these is to generate a discussion. Yes, which I love. I don't mean to be a pest when they, with them if they come across too scathing, but it's not scathing. I just think sometimes we're nervous. We're nervous to not answer a question. Like if we see something, we're like, we're not gonna answer that. Or if like something's uncomfortable, if people are paying to ask the question, it's like I hope they're not disappointed. Like I hope they understand. Whereas I think you understand. Bum bum bum.
But you told us not to say anything.
I know. Anticipation. But I put these spicy ones in so that I can stand out, and present questions to get the allies to put their critical and thinking cones on. 2 cones. I can't help but be cynical and critical when I write at times. That doesn't mean I don't love video games. Of course I do. But I know what I want from these games these days, and I never have to go along with the crowd. So I like posting questions from time to time that'll cause a strong response. That's a good sign that you would be good at video game writing if you're like, my opinions are my opinions. I don't know what to do. It's like, that's great. Like if you're like, that's, because it's spooky. I just put up Unpacking, and it was so weird because I wrote that review and then just like it was on the shelf for like 2 weeks. And then I'm just like fucking finally like put the review up. And then I go and I'm like, oh, I wonder am I the only person that liked Unpacking? And I just saw the text reviews went up the day before. And so I saw a couple and I saw GameSpot give it a 9 and I gave it an 8.5. And I was like, oh good, it's getting good reviews. Wow, GameSpot gave it a 9. No, it's an 8.5. I was like, I thought about it, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't think anybody would go that high. And Blood actually said, he's like, don't, So I think like halfway through, I'm like, Blood, I'm really liking this. And he's like, don't hold back. He's like, if you want to go higher, it's fine. I'm like, nah. It crashed on me a couple times. Like, there was like 2 saves. It was like, well, I don't know where your save went. And I'm like, that was 20 minutes unpacking. I'm happy to do it again. Another reason I ask these kind of questions is, when I do, is that I truly value and appreciate all the allies and their perspectives. Your insights help me to learn and think in new ways about video games and other subject matter. I do my best to internalize what you guys say so that I can conjure up a healthier mindset. Without trying to sound cheesy, you are a lot like idols to me. I do wonder how you guys react to if I play some C4 and you pick it up and lob it back at me. I like that. I like the C4 instead of a grenade. You would think the C4 would probably be stuck to something, right?
Yeah,
the grenade's
but
what
you
you
can pull
lob.
it off. Either way.
I don't know.
You can throw C4. It's less common.
Sticks to
than...
the ground and we're like, ah, ah! James is like, ha ha. The old C4 trick.
C4 usually has a detonator, not a timer.
I do enjoy getting a rise out of you guys, but I don't know how you feel about what I bring to the Q&As. It's always like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get.
Maybe stick to dynamite. However, you will know it's me if I start with a dumb joke or something weird and then follow it up with 1 or 2 other non-connected entries of weirdness before I dive into a question. I was surprised when Ben said I broke a cardinal rule as I put 5 statements instead of 4. But when did that become a rule? No, you put 5 statements instead of 1. Yeah.
It's one question.
And I mean, the showcase it gets a word count, so we can talk about whatever. You can write whatever. But it is it's a Q&A.
It's not questions and answers. Yeah, it's Q's and A's.
Mind your Q's and A's, Davey. However, you will know it's a Ben rule. It's his show. However, you will know. Oh, I'm sorry. I've posted Easy Allies questions with the 8 statements before. Sorry for a more self-centered community showcase this month, but perhaps it'll shed some light on some of my ebullience.
Love that word.
Lastly, there's a word to add to Isla's vocabulary lit notes.
Bitch, I know the word.
Litotes? Litotes, or should I say lit notes?
Oh, here's a word to add to Isla's vocabulary. Vocabulary litotes?
There's another one.
Is that the word?
Thanks for all you do. Love and respect.
Well, if litotes is a word, I don't know that word. But I know ebullience.
Litotes sounds like what Taru are going to be called in the next Final Fantasy Online game. In Final Fantasy XVIII, they're going to be called Litotes.
Litotes. James, you can say whatever you want in Q&A, but if it's sassy, we're going to sass back. That's just how it is. So,
if you bring the sass, it's going to be sass.
Yeah.
Level Capybara. Hello, Mr. Daniel Bloodworth. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
And hello to your co-moderator, Isla Hank. It's November, otherwise known as that 720-hour loading screen between Halloween and December.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And you know what?
We get Thanksgiving in America. That takes a little bit of the pain out of it.
We can cook. My wife can cook. Sometimes loading screens are refreshing. They can give you time to stop and reflect on the stuff you love in life and everything you have to be thankful for. You can meditate. Personally, I love music, and you've both done stuff musically that's made a positive impact in my life.
All right.
So, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I wanted to thank both you for the following. Oh, sorry, Bloodworth. Oh, I can't take.
Ah! Yes!
I gotta read off Bloodworth.
Woo!
Let me see. Well, let me think about it. Have I ever done anything musical for Easy Allies? I gotta catch up.
Certainly nothing you would talk about ad nauseum.
Yeah. I did a musical thing for you.
Yeah, you did.
Was I in the Bloodborne musical? Was I just like in the background
I
somewhere?
think maybe you were just dancing.
No.
You were like a freaky doctor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We stole the Smosh stage, or that was like one of the stages.
It was one of the other stages.
If you ever saw like Defy Media content while we were at Defy Media, it was one of them stages. That was fun.
The Bloodborne musical, I just took songs from Extreme Music or whatever and put words over them. The Western, I wrote all of it.
I love your music rocks. Your synth stream earlier this year was a real treat, and I still have a blast tuning into your previous Easy Update tracks, especially 100 Weeks, I See That Town, and the one where you went nuts with the Yoshi samples.
Oh, fun.
Bloodworth Soundtrack Club is one of my favorite series Easy Allies has ever produced.
Good job.
Which is a bummer, because Blood's like, what am I doing with this show? He's trying to make it worth his time and worth the Patreon. Both the variety of soundtracks discussed and the depth of discussions are wonderful. And it's a bummer because he was like, oh, we spent so much time doing it. I'm like, I really enjoyed Soundtrack Club. Like, I can play games and listen to music, like, if it's the right game.
That's kind of the trap of Easy Allies, though. Like, we're so busy that we can't spend more time on one thing.
I want to spend time doing 2 things at once for Easy Allies.
Yeah.
I want to play a game for Frame Trap while I'm listening to a soundtrack for Soundtrack Club. while reading a book for now.
We're not starting a book club.
No, both the variety of soundtracks discussed. And I can't even do my own book club.
Yeah.
I basically backed out of it.
Oh, thanks,
it was funny because like, I would go to book club and they're like, yeah, sometimes I read the book. And I'm like, this is my life.
Yeah.
Like, this is my job as a book club. Like, I don't have time for the book club.
Audiobooks, though, on your drive.
Audiobooks, though. I've been doing discographies. Listening to Led Zeppelin, going through all of their stuff right now. Did Metallica, did the Beatles. Because never had a commute. Didn't need Spotify for anything. Plus, it's nice to have a chance to see which soundtracks the EZA community holds dear. Having a monthly opportunity to shout out our favorite VGM and trade recommendations has been a blast. In closing, thank you for making content and making the world a happier place. Bloodworth. Happy November, and I hope the rest of this 30-day loading screen treats you and the crew well. Happy Thanksgiving, Mazween.
Oh.
Love and respect, Level Capybara.
Love. That Level Capybara, that's a good name. Thank you.
Robert Seven Lee, good afternoon. Just some thoughts this month. Mysterious Monsters continues to be my favorite show. I hope it gets the recognition it deserves, because I want more. I fell into a rabbit hole of playing WWE games in October.
Fun.
For me, the PS2 games are more fun to play than the recent 2K versions. I think I prefer the faster pace of the older games. They seem to be less buggy. Finally started Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah!
Man, this feels like it's going to be a long one. I'm in
It's
chapter
long.
12, and my biggest regret is not choosing a higher difficulty. It's a shame you can't change it. It's a fun game, but it makes me crave XCOM 2. I've been listening to Uncanny, which is on BBC Sounds, speaking of stuff to listen to while you're
I don't
driving.
know what that is.
It investigates real-life stories of the supernatural.
Oh.
Real life is in quotes, though.
Yeah.
Each episode investigates a single case and includes opinions and views from a skeptic and a believer discussing possible explanations of the case. I find it really interesting. I think I've heard of it before. 2 episodes. Oh, no, never mind. 2 episodes have been released so far, with the 3rd episode out today, and they're under 30 minutes long. Well worth listening to if, like me, you're into that sort of thing. It's free on the BBC website. Stay easy. Robert Seven Lee. Nice.
Stay easy. I like that.
Yeah.
Stay easy.
Jason Sackle with our final comment. Jason A. Sackle.
Final comment.
Jason, a Sackle.
Jason, a Sackle.
The last month is a blur. No idea if I was playing anything new. I don't think I did. Sora came out in Smash. Played that for a minute. Was fun. I wasn't surprised that there was no Disney characters, even as Final Smash. Neither was I. I don't know. Now that it's just the 2 of us in the room.
Yeah.
What were any of you thinking?
Yeah. Why would they? Disney doesn't play ball.
It's like, I think I said this on I don't know, Frame Trap or something, but it's like you're like a supermarket and you get Sora and you're like, can I get a 2 for 1 with that Mickey over there? And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Can I have the thing worth 200 times this?
Yeah, worth way more.
You cannot.
Than that.
Oh, fine. I'll take that Goofy and that Donald. You mean the thing collectively worth maybe more than Mickey? Like.
Yeah.
Can I just have Donald Duck just show up somewhere?
For free?
Yeah. I mean, not free, obviously. They want to pay for it. And Sakurai's lazy. We know this. I believe Sakurai always wanted fighters to just be characters from video games as the games serve. But those are the Disney hot takes. Those are the
yeah.
I don't have many hot takes, but the Disney ones. I also honestly think it might have been Sakurai that made that call. Sorry. Sakurai always wanted to include Ani characters to be characters from video games as the game served a celebration of the medium. Including Disney characters seemed like cheating a bit. I honestly think it might have been Sakurai that made that call. Yeah, no, I don't think I played anything else really. I don't even think there's anything else coming out this year that I have interest in to talk about in regards to video games. Wow, lots of our patrons just falling off of the industry altogether. Brandon K. Gann, Jason Sackle, they're done.
Great news for us.
They're done, that's it, yeah. I want more people playing online, though.
November's crazy.
They're not out there trying to buy consoles. Yeesh.
Yeah, God. Watch the upcoming Huber Syndrome. November's stacked.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's why I didn't need those GTA remasters. It's like, that's...
Yeah.
40 to 60 hours. Minimum. Oh, boy. Lots of shows I've been watching, and those I still need to watch, still look forward to. The new season of Taskmaster is a lot of fun. I really dig the vibe of the show in the past few seasons that they weren't recording in front of a live audience. It's brought me a different atmosphere to the show, and I like the banter that I feel would get lost if the audience was there, as they may naturally play to the audience instead of joking amongst themselves. What We Do in the Shadows still proves to be a lot of fun. I really need to watch Only Murders in the Building still.
Yeah.
Amanda's been watching that.
These are like some of my favorite shows.
Amanda interestingly bounced off What We Do in the Shadows. She was not a fan. She found it funny and was like, I just don't feel like really investing. She's like, I'm good.
It took me a minute in season 1, especially if you've seen the movie. It took me a minute to adjust.
She liked the energy vampire.
To the show.
She's like that. She's like, I had to laugh out
Colin
loud.
Robinson is GOAT.
She's like, I had to laugh out loud.
So
He's really
funny.
and I adore the movie. I love all of the stuff that they do.
Because the show has two straight men, kind of. Like, Guillermo is the audience analog straight man, and then Colin Robinson is a straight man, but who gets it, but is so sardonic and doesn't give a shit about anything that he just... Yeah, it's so funny.
I'm very curious to see how Cowboy Bebop will turn out,
Same.
as is the world. There are some shots in that trailer that make me a bit wary and feel may not play well to those who are a fan of the medium the show is based on. I think Cowboy Bebop's going to take a while. I think, like immediately you're going to be like, ah! And then like 10 minutes later, it's like, okay.
Well, the
all
tank... You know, it's one of those manga shows.
Right away, it's going to be so weird.
The tank thing that they did at first, I was like, this feels slow and weird and low energy. And then like that other clip where they're like moving the split screen bars around, I was like, this is weird. But then the most recent trailer, I was like, okay, yes, I understand the pacing and energy of this, and it feels right.
Because I think when it's going to get, when you're really not going to know how to think, is when there's going to be just a subtle character moment that they're actually going to pull off better in the show. Just because they're people. You know?
They're people.
Like, that's the thing.
They haven't shown Ed at all, but they've shown segments of episodes that are very Ed, like, important to Ed's storyline.
I never saw the trailer. I just saw the intro.
Oh, okay. The new trailer's really good, but they haven't shown Ed at all, and I'm like, is Ed not in the show? They've showed.
It's funny, now that I don't like score trailers anymore, I don't watch a lot of trailers. Like, I for some I'm excited about it.
Lie.
Yeah.
I knew you never cared about trailers, John.
13 years of game trailers. When are they going to find out? When are they going to know?
Go to sleep every night fearing.
I mean, now that the cat's out of bed, can I change my Twitter name finally?
No!
Oh, damn it!
You keep that ridiculous Twitter name.
There are some shots in that trailer that make me a bit wary. I like it because it sounds like I want to have sex with trailers. That's what I enjoy about it. He's got a trailer, Jones. You know what I'm getting at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always thought it was like
a drug. Sadly, it's impossible.
Like a drug.
Believe me, I
want to have sex with everything.
There's some it all boils down to who the target audience is. Looking forward to Hawkeye. Yeah, and a little worried about Hawkeye. Hawkeye feels like a square block in a round circle because it's like they made Renner, and then they're like, oh, you know that Hawkeye line?
Yeah.
It's like, Renner, be that guy. And it's like, he's not. He's Renner, you know. So
Jeremy Renner is a ridiculous person.
If they're like, let's take this guy that murdered hundreds and do a comedy, you know, like, we'll see.
I like Haley Steinfeld.
I love
a
her.
lot.
I hope she just carries.
Great.
I hope she just picks the whole thing up and carries it. And I love Hawkeye, so we'll see. And obviously Arrows.
Hawkeye is inherently absurd. Like, I was thinking
But they did him well in that run. If you've ever read that run,
I heard that
they figured it out.
I heard that
it's like how Thor
really
Ragnarok figured out Hemsworth.
Yeah.
They were like, here's what we need to do with
But,
Hawkeye.
like, I think about when, I can't remember if it's in
Jeremy Renner played
Avengers
Dahmer.
1 or Infinity War or what, Endgame, but, like, when he runs out of arrows and then he just, like, hits this monster with his bow. Whichever one, he's on like a rooftop in New York. Is that Avengers 1? I don't know.
Avengers 1, yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, this character is fucking stupid. He's just a guy with a bow and arrow.
Well, at least they wrote that into Ultron, where he's like, we're in a floating city. I have a bunch of arrows. None of this makes sense.
yeah. At least they like leaned into it. Fucking Hawkeye. But yeah, the die-hard Christmas in New York vibe.
He realizes he's out of arrows, takes the arrow that he has cocked, puts a different head on it, and then does the grappling hook shot. It's a cool moment, man.
No, that's what
he recognizes.
He runs out of arrows and then hits a thing with the butt of his bow.
Cap loses his shield.
Like that's gonna do anything.
Iron Man runs out of energy. You know, it's like they're human. I'm a sucker for the vibes those trailers are pumping out with the clashing tones of the happy Christmas music and setting with the protagonist being reluctant about the whole situation they find themselves in. I don't know. Hope it's good. Oh, yeah. Hope it's got some Die Hard vibes. Yeah. What else? I really enjoyed last night in Soho. I kept thinking about that movie after seeing it. It was one of those movies where the dialogue is so well crafted to where the lines have hints about things in them when you think back on it. It sounds so natural and not forced during viewing. Also saw No Time to Die. I haven't seen any of these.
I saw No Time to Die.
Ana de Armas, her scene was the best part of that movie. It was completely unnecessary. And it could have been removed entirely.
Incredible.
Her character just had so much charisma. It was genuinely fun to watch. I'd watch a spin-off starring that character. Finally, I went to Epcot.
I'm hoping. Hang on. We have to talk about Ana de Armas.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get an entire series of movies about her character. She was beautiful. She was funny. She kicked ass.
Nice.
Ana de Armas is perfect in every way. God. Ugh. Set me on fire. Anyway. Yeah, I heard last night Soho wasn't good. I'm happy to hear that it's...
I've heard mixed things as well.
Yeah.
Finally, I went to Epcot with a bunch of friends. The Food and Wine Festival is such a great time. Food and Wine Festival rules. Expensive, but great nonetheless. as is Epcot. The beer braised beef from the Belgium stand might have been my favorite. We also hit up the Magic Kingdom in downtown Disney. Hadn't been to the Magic Kingdom in years. Neat to
It's
see
called
all the
Disney
50 it
Disney
said.
Springs now.
Well, Magic Kingdom's the. You're thinking of Pleasure Island. Oh, what is it?
Downtown Disney is called
down-
Disney Springs now.
I thought Pleasure Island was a part of downtown Disney.
Yes, but the whole thing is called Disney Springs.
Oh, it's
now.
not called downtown Disney anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they stepped away from the whole like this is for adults thing. Pleasure Island they rebranded years and years.
Disney
and years
Springs sounds like a Disney retirement home.
Everything sounds like a Disney retirement. They have a Disney retirement community
They totally do.
out there. Celebration, I think.
It was last time I was in Florida. It was fun to look up like people that live there,
Oh.
and like all the attempts over the years of Disney being like, let's make houses. And like, hasn't always worked out.
Yeah, Disney had a lot of ideas about like the perfect community.
Do you want Disney fixing your plumbing? Like,
Yeah, apparently you have to follow like all kinds of crazy rules. I watched a YouTube video about it.
let's do some drawings.
Hello, my name is Simon, and I like to do drawings. Oh my goodness, look
Yeah,
at that.
man. Oh, that's Ian Alexander. So we'll get to that, and the colored version of that. What a
Frick
tease.
off, Ian Alexander.
Yeah, man.
It's not your turn.
Back off, man.
I'm a scientist.
Michelle Jackson's kicking us off. Ciao.
Jackson?
Hello, Isla and Jones. I'm swamped when it comes to
Hi.
homework, so I've started doing my graphic design class assignments as an excuse to make personal art.
Love that. That's the way to do it. Double dip for everything.
This past week, we did revisions on an assignment which tasked us with creating a book cover and poster for the novel of our own creation, so I naturally had to make it Unusuals themed. This month, I'm sharing images related to that assignment and two bonuses that I just like working on. Number one, my initial sketch for the central art asset used on both the cover and the poster, aka two cities from the game. Number two, my final version of aforementioned art asset, which kicks ass. Again, just
Whoa.
bam. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's very, very cool. Yes.
Damn.
I want that pin.
Yeah. That would be a great pin.
It'd be a very sharp, pointy pin.
Also, show the concept again. I love like artists who draw, like who can draw, because it's like this looks to me like nothing like the next
Right.
one. I mean, it's obviously it does, but what the real thing is not at all what I was picturing. You know, but like I could believe that you saw it in your head like perfectly. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
The poster. Disregard,
Oh, cool.
disregard the release date. The rubric said we had to put something.
Good
for-
release date.
Yeah. For the book cover. Yeah, I love a good
Oh,
book cover.
cool.
Yeah. And some dialogue portraits I like belonging to the NPCs for the apothecary. Again, just
Love some good
take it.
lorem ipsum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shamsi. Bring
Shamsi's
it.
a cool name.
Shamsi, bring it. Love it. Love the two of them. And then just
Oh!
yeah, coming after Halloween.
my
like,
God.
No, I knew. Man, you're-
My heart leapt
I
when
know.
I saw that.
I gotta load up these images one by one, and like when I popped that in, I was like, "That's probably gonna elicit a reaction." That's
Everything about
that's
this is my vibe.
wheelhouse much.
I want to
Yeah.
be that purple one and be with the blonde one.
And specifically, this is a fun piece.
Although, who am I
Michelle
kidding?
did
I'm
in
the-
celebration
I'm
of
the
October
blonde
with some other Unusuals NPCs. Unusuals is very October as well, so.
That's the
stoked to go
thing.
on this.
That Unusuals is what Michelle's making?
Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Love it. I remember doing a website for a screenplay I was writing in college for like my website class. So I had like information about the characters and the story and world and stuff like that. And it was again just double dip. I was just organizing all these thoughts in my mind, so it was nice like to have a database that I
Yeah.
could go check that was like live on the Emerson College servers. And I remember when I did my presentation, it was so funny to read the room based on interest in like what I was, not just the website, but like my story idea. There's just one total nerd in the back that was like, like I got that guy at least.
Got that guy.
I'll have to talk to him after class. I made a friend, Mom. Yes.
Oh,
My
look at
girlfriend,
that.
this is Joseph Caruso. My girlfriend is very talented with watercolor painting, and her pieces don't nearly get enough attention, so I'm sharing them here. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Joseph did not mention the Instagram. Short and not so sweet. All one word. Short and not so sweet. Regular spelling.
You
that-
sought that out and found it?
I mean, I pulled these from Instagram. All of
Okay.
these links. Joseph shared one on Twitter, but that's Joseph's Twitter handle, so I'm assuming
is
if you want
beautiful.
exposure, then you're going to want to go check out that Instagram account. Short and not so sweet on Instagram. But yeah, boom. Look at all these beauties.
Ooh, I love that.
I love that they're
love that.
I love that they're not all the same style.
Yeah.
I love that this one's a little messy. Like it's
I love it.
Yeah, I love the insect. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I really like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a woman, I'm a god. Same.
And it's burned, but not where the light is. I love it.
Damn, these are good.
Yeah. She does water very well.
Yeah, that's hard. Water's hard.
Love the border.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
I get it's a major award vibes from
Oh,
that.
yeah. Fragile. Ooh, yeah. Wait, that's from something.
Yeah, I believe she signed this. Yeah, I can follow the trends too. So this was like something trending.
I feel like it might be brand new cherry flavor, but I don't think so. There's like some woman has that as in her apartment. A sign of that? I don't know.
So
Ooh,
cool.
dang, that's hard. That's
Yeah.
good.
It's like jellyfish, but they also look like planets, but also looks
I
like
think
venom kind
they're
of.
bubbles and that one's popping.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
A lot going on. I love like they're all like, creepy and beautiful. I like
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. And finally, that was on Jess's Twitter account. I love that there was a guy and
Yeah. That
the
was
stickers, man. Oh, those stickers were so good. I don't know if they took it far enough. I think the stickers should have covered like the entire screen.
Oh
Like, I think
yeah,
it's
that's what I was saying. Is like they should be even more obnoxious,
They should do it
louder,
comically.
bigger.
And like they were all stacked, like they were all at right angles. Like
Yeah.
they should be kind of bent, you know. So like, you should, like they move around as you like
Yeah,
type
yeah.
it more furiously.
Well, and if you could spam them without a cooldown, that would be really helpful. So it could be like g g g g g ga 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 g
Yeah,
g g g g g.
From Travis Meow. See.
They better not patch it to make you not be able to. Whoa!
Oh, they're not taking those away. I mean, why would they put them in if they take them away later? Travis Miosi, hello allies. I've always had the dream of becoming a professional artist, but stopped in high school because I thought it couldn't happen. It's taken until I'm 31 to finally believe it's worth trying. So now I'm trying to learn. I'm using each piece to practice and understand techniques or apply concepts. Only recently have I started to take as much time as I need to learn and finish a picture. It's made it way more fulfilling. I can't wait to share as I improve. I can't wait to see this. Travis is awesome.
This is already
Travis is
amazing.
definitely a name I recognize, but not. Yeah, let's paint, dude.
You're starting from here.
I know. Well, I think this is maybe one of the first ones Travis officially finished. First painting was I made for a friend, and I wanted it to feel like a traditional painting. They gave me a limited color palette and asked me to make anything. This took me 12 hours.
It's from what? It's from a class?
No, for a friend.
Fuck.
I know, lucky friend.
Also, dude, artists' understanding of color, like drawing art, like the guy who makes the shirts, the Brawl shirt and the Defalte Giga shirt that we just put out, like those are I limit him to 5 colors because that's what the printer said. And like when I got the thing, I was like, oh, but it was only meant to be 5 colors. And then he like sent me the 5 like the versions of 5 colors. I was like, what the fuck? Like it looks like there's 1,000 colors in this.
Dude, back when I did my card game, I'll say it now, some went to 150. There was like some really fancy ones we did, but most of the art pieces were 100 a pop, and it was just like, poster size
what,
art.
colors?
$100.
Oh, $100.
And there was one guy that like I would like write notes back to and be like, stop.
Yeah.
Like you're giving me a $500 piece of art here. Like stop. Like you literally you're going too far. And he's like, I want myself to look good. And I was like,
that's what I love. I love exploiting artists. Just kidding. I wish I could pay people so much more than we can sometimes.
Second painting I made for my brother.
Damn.
I know, dude. I know. That whole perspective thing, you're doing pretty good with that. That that big green billboard thing, I love that. Ooh, and I love the little restaurant down there. Is that a restaurant?
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
Jones, we were in the hotel in Chicago when I was there. The fucking JW Marriott, and like in the lobby, they have this painting of a train car, right? And the proportions, the dimensions were so fucked up. My sister and I were sitting there, and I was just staring at it, and I was just like, this fucking lamp is giving me like a heart attack, like an anxiety attack. I took a picture of it. Maybe I'll share it somehow, but like the table is going this way, and then the dimensions of the lamp, it's like tilted this way. And I'm like, this is painted on the wall in a JW Marriott.
I want to write a book
fuck?
of like historical moments where art freaked people out.
Yeah.
Like War of the Worlds. Was it the Rites of Spring? Like everyone punched each other.
Yeah.
So they all was like, ah! And they heard it for the first time.
I'm like angry thinking about it.
But I love how this has a little bend to it, but it's not cartoony. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like just enough to to really sell it. I
It
did,
it feels like a wide-angle lens shot, yeah, which is on purpose, obviously.
Made this for my brother. He wanted a concept piece for a city for a project he's working on. I tried to focus on perspective glass and lighting. Nailed it. 29 hours. Third piece was for me.
Look at the reflection of the green billboard on that.
Yeah.
That's
the clouds
so good.
The clouds are awesome. I like the clouds a lot. I like the glass.
Yeah.
On the lower right. Last one was
Whoa!
paid for me. I wanted to make beach-themed wall decor, and I tried to figure out water.
Is that a cairn? Is that what those are called?
Oh,
the stacked rocks? I love this. The Sand Dollar Sun? It's so good.
Sand Dollar Sun, won't you come? Travis,
great.
Travis, let's journey
The
together,
sky
please.
was really good in that last one.
Let's journey. All right, and now back to this guy who needs color. Oh, do you want some color in this guy? Do you want color? Bam!
Whoa!
I'm
Cool.
not doing that so much. Ian Alexander got a variety of drawings to show everyone this month. 2 versions of Tamahome from Fushigi Yugi. I'm sure I nailed that.
Of course, yeah.
My girlfriend's husbando. A blue oni, a yokai from Japanese folklore, which looks familiar. I guess this is just, again, there, you know.
I love the
Oh, okay.
stippling for shadow. Like that.
When I was loading this into
at
XSplit
that
today,
little guy.
probably because I didn't get enough sleep last night, I thought he was holding a guitar. I thought he was literally just ready to rock. And I was like, oh no, that's not an instrument.
How much do you sleep a night?
Not a lot before Showcase, I'll tell you that much.
You're way more willing to stay up super late than me.
And the thing is, I used to be able to pull, in my 20s, I could do all-nighters. In my 30s, then I was limited to just staying up late and being tired the next day. Now I can't even pull that. I'll take a nap at midnight, get up at 3:30 on the couch in my office, and just go and work from 3:30 to 5 or 6
Wow.
or something.
I don't
And then
allow
turn in.
myself naps.
Naps rule. So this is the Blue Oni. 2 more from my D&D campaign, which we have now completed. Nice.
Love a good complete.
The main antagonist, Xanaphia, who's fabulous, and
Ooh.
I'm assuming and hoping is now dust. I'm hoping they just whooped her, or maybe I don't know.
Or they
Does every D&D
recruited
villain need
her.
to be taken out? Yeah,
The Huber way is just to get them to join
or
your
trap
team.
them in a void.
Yeah.
forever.
Oh yeah. That's how things go when I'm involved.
Her son Zeraphim, whom she created by combining her blood with the demon lord Grazz.
Grazitz.
It's Grazz. It's Graz apostrophe ZT. So it's Grazz.
Grazitz.
And here's him.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
That's the sun.
Watch that arm there, bro.
Yeah, watch that arm.
Careful,
I
bro.
love trapping people in nether dimensions, other dimensions in D&D.
I'm watching the Twilight Saga right now on Netflix, just in the background. It's pretty fun. I started it during Halloween, and I'm like, well, I gotta finish it. I'm on Breaking Dawn Part 1, and I liked it.
Have you seen it before?
I'd seen the first one, and Amanda told me all about the books. She's never seen the movie. She only saw the first one. She's never seen the rest of them. But I love Edward comes in, and Jacob runs out of the forest, and he's like, do you own shirts? That's a good line.
I really, really can't wait until you tell me about the imprinting.
I know about the imprinting, because
It
I know
is-
how it all ends.
It is deeply fucking weird.
I know every detail about the
It's a
ending of
wolf
that
thing.
entire saga.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to
So
seeing the movie. And I'm having a
fucking
blast watching those.
pedophilia.
Just like the Saw movies. They're all bad, but I
Yeah.
had a blast watching
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And I had to finish them. I was like, I have to. Tempted to watch all the new ones, but I hear they're all terrible.
The Saw movies?
Jigsaw and
Spiral.
Spiral, yeah.
I heard it was bad.
Wisp from Animal Crossing, which I love in the Silent Hill. It's like Silent Hill for the room. He's as surprised as you are. I love it. Nice.
Yo.
Zutomeo, the singer's anime avatar. Yeah, Zutomeo. Again,
Hot.
pretty sure I nailed it. Jethrin with some wholesome art. Thank you, Liam.
Thanks,
Making
Liam.
the pledge there. Might have dropped to $5 though. You never know.
Oh.
Yeah.
What happened, Liam?
Can't get too excited.
Either thank you or what happened.
Yeah, getting that podcast early. Hello, allies. 10 months down, 2 to go. So far, I've kept with my goal of giving my daughter a drawing every day.
For their daughter.
Dipped into some storybook characters, among others, this month. I'm sad to report that my daughter appears to be growing up in the Berenstain Bears universe, unlike the Berenstain Bears one I grew up in. Here's a few drawings that I turned out okay. Thanks for all the kind words over the past submissions. Love and respect, Jethrin. I didn't ask, because I honestly don't care. I was a big Berenstain fan as a kid. I don't need my kid to read Berenstain. Amanda came to me and she's
They're
like...
kind of problematic.
She's like, I read 2. We're not doing the Berenstain Bears. So it's like, oh, okay. She's like,
I think
yeah,
they're sort
there's
of
some...
problematic.
There's some issues I gotta catch up on. I'm like,
Jones.
I don't even want to dig into that.
Jones.
I'm fine. Because we had 2 of them, and I was like, we just don't need to get more.
You want a wholesome, beautiful, anamorphic, or anthropomorphic book series? Frog and Toad, baby. Can't go wrong.
Got the
Complete
compendium.
edition?
Yeah.
I love Frog and Toad.
Ice cream was the winner.
Beautiful little gay reptiles.
Toad goes to get ice cream, and it's like, gotta get back to Frog, and like the ice cream like starts getting his shirt and on his face, and he's like, oh my god, and then like it's like all over his face, and the 2 cones like stick out on his head, and like. And then just like cuts to Toad, and Toad's just like, like waiting for Frog, and like a bear, like a bunny runs by, and he's like, "Run for your lives!"
Yeah, it's like a monster's coming.
And then he like hides behind a rock, like I guess a monster's coming, and it's like, "Oh no, that's Toad!" And Toad like falls in the river and gets out like, "I'm trying to get us ice cream, Toad. I'm sorry." And Toad's like, "Let's just get more ice cream," and they get more ice cream and eat it. End of story.
Yeah.
So, like,
all the stories end like that. All the stories are just like, it's fine.
The last one in the book, like he wants to hang out with Toad, but Toad's on a rock. And he's like, Toad doesn't want to be friends with me anymore because he's on a rock. I must have done something. And he was like, Toad, I'm sorry. And like swims out. And Toad's like, what's the problem? And he's like, I'm sorry I'm not your friend anymore. And he's like, I was actually just thinking about what good friends we are. Let's go get a sandwich. And then they eat sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's great. Chimnu, hello, Brandon.
Wait, are we reacting to
sorry,
the
we haven't
Elden
done
Ring?
these.
Are we
I mean, we can
reacting
react
to
to
the
it. That's
Elden
right,
Ring?
right?
We might react to it in front of Stream Team. I'm not getting up at 7 a.m.
I think that's
Oh my God,
I think that's
yes.
the new Goofy of like the new era, which I love.
He looks kind of old school.
Wahab. There's one of the kids. I don't remember their names. I loved how they always had claws. Like they always like.
Yeah, they're kind of
Their
terrifying.
feet. Yeah.
Oh,
Of course,
love it.
you know, my wife.
Tigger is your wife?
At least for Halloween, she was. This I know too. I don't know if this was one book or a series.
I know this guy too.
I totally know
What's
this guy.
this thing's name?
I don't remember his name, but I know that series.
He's always like kind of befuddled.
Yeah.
Little critter?
Little critter.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, they're just like brother and sister bear.
And I mean,
Fantasy.
hey.
Oh shit, yeah.
I know that guy.
Muppet Babies. Muppet Babies.
I've said this way too many times. You know my favorite Muppet Babies memory.
All of them?
Gonzo's afraid because he's weird. He's like, I'm weird. And they're like, we're all weird too. And Kermit's like, look what I can do. And he pulls a green piece of paper, walks in front of it, and it's just his like eyeballs and shirt. And he's like,
They're so sweet.
it's Kermit being weird for his friend. I appreciate that so much.
Did you watch Haunted Mansion? Muppets Haunted Mansion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
I liked that kind of subplot where they're like, we just want to be friends, Gonzo.
I like it. I liked Haunted Mansion because it had a lot of like really subtle jokes, like just quick line, like the dun dun dun, like that duo was like very classic
funny.
Muppets.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of pranks like Frank Oz and team would have pulled. Chimnu and hello Brandon and Isla. October is a month of horror, but I didn't play or watch anything horror related at all.
Good.
But I did get this awesome figure of Leon. I hope Claire follows. This is an awesome figure, and it's technically photos, but you know, yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, baby, you ready? Let's unbox this thing. Yeah, baby.
Woo! Wow, jeez.
Set it up.
That's involved.
Yeah,
Holy
baby.
crap.
He picked the shotgun.
Yeah, he did. Who's that next to him? Ghost in the Shell, maybe?
Oh yeah.
Or Fear Effect or something?
We'll find out. I love that the rocket launcher's there. With another shotgun? Or maybe
Makoto? Who's
nice.
Makoto? It's Major?
This
Okay.
month's Chun-Li's Halloween themed, and the steps from start to finish. I messed up the eye during coloring, so it's blurry and not as bright yellow as intended. My sister turned 40 and I 38, and it was a big party. And with the gift I got assembled on the shelf on the left,
Happy birthday.
with the gift I got assembled on the shelf on the left, I think you mean the Leon statue. Going through Tales of Arise and liking it, reached about the halfway point and appreciate how it shows it. I hope to finish it, but my cousin asked me to play Genshin Impact with him. Uh-oh. I unlocked co-op 25 hours in, ! And now I think I'm 30 hours in? I can see how it has pulled people in, and I'm a bit surprised. Like you. I was not surprised when I booted it up. I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I thought, and I have to stop playing. I have continued playing it since I don't really like Breath of the Wild, and this game is so similar to it. Huh.
What?
I've continued playing it since I really didn't like Breath of the Wild, and this game is so similar to it.
Are they surprised they continue playing
Fascinating. Maybe.
Is it
Weapons breaking was definitely one of the reasons. Mob Psycho 100 is finally getting its
People
third
hate that,
and
yeah.
likely final season, and Future Boy Conan, Miyazaki's over 40-year-old classic series, is coming to the West. Is hype. Love, respect, Terjuengi. And here's, again, all of these. Yeah.
I've got my shoes on the couch. Sorry, Europe.
Looking good. I like how they're like over multiple pages.
Yeah,
and then
that's
he's
fun.
Like, and then he's like, okay, there we go. There's the... Halloween themed.
Oh, the bats.
She's in her costume. Oh, she got the oh, and the skull.
Dang, that's something.
And then of course, let's color this
sexy.
baby. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Those eyes are yellow enough.
Yeah, I'm looking at her eyes.
Yeah. Nice. And yeah, I remember starting Breath of the Wild and being like, weapon durability, and then later I was like, oh, okay.
I liked it because a lot of times I just find the weapon I like and stick to it.
There were some weapons I got
and I
that
used all kinds of stuff in that game.
I never used.
Yeah.
Like I would get something from some of those Lionels and I'd be like, I can't use this.
Yeah,
it's like kind of nice having something in your inventory. That was
well,
like,
that's part of it
It's
too,
so
where I
precious.
was like, ooh, I need to not use this and put it on my wall in my house. Like,
let's look at photos.
Photos.
Nathan Cotaroli. Hello, allies. I'm generally a fan of single-player narrative-driven titles. Horizon Zero Dawn is exactly my speed, but unfortunately there was no way I was hitting anything with a bow and arrow using a controller. Now that it's been released on PC, I've been happily pelting away at machines with a good old mouse and keyboard, and it's clearly inspired.
Whoa!
Please enjoy my new Perler bead project, Aloy. I was especially happy with how her hair looks. 22 colors, 105 cross 150.
That's
a total of 15,750 beads.
Incredible.
So that's 105 across, 150 down.
That's so much work. Holy
15,750.
shit.
Yeah. Tough character to pull off with that many colors.
It looks awesome.
But I love it.
It looks like I love this kind of like posterization, like low res effect.
Last month, Nathan shared some pictures of his house, including a computer room that looked like the coolest LAN setup. It looked like a LAN center. Look, literally, you pay money to go into this room. It had like different lighting at each station.
Oh man!
And like two little boys were just like, yeah, it's our room. I was like, but when you see these things from a distance, it's really cool because obviously, the smaller it gets, the more the details stand out, the more it starts to blend. And
we cannot swap in Aloy for Lightning as the goddess. I'm sorry. Can't do it.
I mean, if you send us the Perler thing, maybe we will.
Don't send us that. It's amazing.
Don't do that. From David Clellan, sending us the only photographed Halloween costume we have. This is it.
Wow, yeah, what?
Right? Surprise.
Huh.
He's getting no expectations. There's just a surprise. But David's killing it. David's literally showing up for all of you right now.
Oh my god, yes.
Hello, Isla and Jones. I hope you have a good spooky season. Just throwing my hat in the ring for what I assume would be a multitude of Lady D dress-ups. And if I'm the only one, then well done, y'all, for not being as obvious as me. Love and respect, Dave Cleland.
I went to a party as Bella Dimitrescu, and then my friend Gabby was Lady D, and I didn't know that she was gonna be dressed as that. It was so fun.
I saw. That's funny because I saw the picture.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was a little weird when I got to the party and someone said, "Your mom is in the backyard," and I was like,
"Excuse me,
what?" She's dead.
At a Halloween party.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Your costume," and I was like, oh. I was like, little dark, thank you, but okay.
I'm not staring at David's eyes, I'll tell you that much.
The whole package.
I'll tell you that much right now. Love the glove, too. Really, really cool. Hot. Screenshots, all of Final Fantasy XIV. Small Leviathan, howdy allies. I hope you had a happy Halloween over the course of the last month. There's been an assortment of games I've been dabbling in, namely Nier Automata, Heaven Will Be Mine, Deltarune Chapter 2, and most recently Inscription, but I haven't gotten far enough in any of them to have any meaningful thoughts for the showcase. Well, shoot! What am I going to do then? Guess it's time for more Final Fantasy XIV. More specifically, I want to share some of the outfits I put together and that I use in my various jobs. If you were here for the April 2021 showcase, you might recognize this guy. They're one of my characters. Beep.
Ah.
And the one we're going to focus on for the showcase, as they're the one I've been playing most actively since then. I should probably mention, first of all, though, that in the half year since the April showcase, they've changed a little. As it turns out, I love Lalafell so much, and playing as a big character just didn't feel right. Anyway, boop, boop, boop. This is my samurai outfit, a nice and simple outfit from my favorite job. After that, we have my summoner outfit, which I actually recently redesigned.
Ooh, cool. Picture T, thank you.
The idea for this one came to me when I saw that the gloves, which the tattoos and various armbands are a part of, overrides the large and bulky wristbands that are part of the chest piece. So I leaned into it for an evil, decadent aristocrat vibe. Next is my Red Mage outfit, which was the Final Fantasy XI character I created for a hot second before I didn't stream with the guys.
Did they do that stream?
They did that stream, yeah, for them. Which I actually threw together on a whim initially, just needing something while I leveled the class, but it stuck with me. It makes me think of a mysterious, charming rogue kind of character.
Yeah.
Next comes my Gunbreaker outfit. I love fashion.
Ooh.
Gunbreakers attempting class. Gunbreakers are already very heavily associated with trench coats in Final Fantasy XIV, so I decided to lean in for a military commander kind of look. Next up is my Dark Knight outfit. Trench coats? Final Fantasy, you say?
Belts?
Belt? Leather? Next up, and this one actually started with the weapon, which I managed to snag off the market for like 3/4 of the price of what it actually goes for. The weapon has a lot of thematic ties to the in-game region of Doma, so I went with an outfit to match. Second to, I love that you're going regionally with your costumes. It's so sweet. I love the stupid, or not stupid, but I just love the very, very specific decisions we make for outfits. Like, in Future Revolution, the mobile game I'm playing, like Cap is a very specific style, and I try to change it. I really go through and try to pick like a new style, and I'm just like, I just love the way he looks. And it's not all one thing. The shield is a different set. I want the different set shield, because shields in that set look stupid. This shield sucks. You might think, well, this is very... Oh, sorry. Second to last is my Paladin outfit. Did we switch Paladin? No, second to last. Here we go. Paladin. Nice.
Oh.
You might think, well, this is a very dark outfit for a Paladin, and you wouldn't be wrong. But I wasn't really feeling the typical knight in shining armor look, so I went for something more down to earth, but still elegant. The halo is mostly there for fun. Might swap it out for something else in the future. And last, but not least, can you guess?
Bard?
Scholar.
Oh.
No! Close, though. They both study. I got a scholar outfit. I got the chess piece here as a random reward from an activity and thought it was cool, so I wanted to do a whole outfit around it. And that's all for me. Expect plenty of Endwalker thoughts when the next showcase rolls around. Love and respect, Small Leviathan. Well, we'll have Brad Ellis on hand, so there we go.
This makes me want to play 14.
Everything makes me want to play 14.
I had to
divorce my heart from Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, except for the amount of time it requires. I just can't.
I also, my old buddy who just got married this last weekend, who was got me into Final Fantasy XI, and who he was the white mage / summoner to my paladin / warrior, and got just completely burnt on 14. It was just like, it's just a lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
So, played it twice, bailed twice. Here we go.
Oh, you uploaded your photos too late?
Oh no. Yeah, I grabbed one this morning when I was grabbing stuff, but the deadline was 11 last night, so I gave people a little bit extra time. Hold on a second. I put Marinade in the wrong place.
Photograph.
Okay, sorry.
I forgive you.
I put this in the wrong place. I remembered the video, but I put it in the wrong place. Totally in the wrong place. And that is the end of photos. Right. Now we do check in with the hopefully improving health of one of our beloved patrons. Nick Gothic, take it away.
Hello, Brandon. This is going to be a little different, and this time you can't actually see the text, and you are going to have a slightly harder time trying to pass my accent. Anyway, so what's been going on? I'm in a hospital right now. I'm lying in a bed, and I've broken my left humerus. It's a bone just on the upper arm, and I've broken it because I've been doing some skateboarding tricks. I've been practicing manuals, and this is the first time I've ever had a serious injury. And it just sucks. That's all I can say. I'm a complete mess right now. I've been missing deadlines for work. I've been missing people that I wanted to see, and it's really stupid. But it's the sort of thing that happens when you want to try to skate and when you want to try to learn this sort of stuff. I'm just really embarrassed that this happened on one of the most innocuous tricks, the manual. And I also wore I wore all the pads, all the safety pads. So the thing is, I've landed on my wrist. I was falling backwards, and I was falling for my butt, and also for my wrists, because I extended my arms backwards. And I kept my wrists way too stiff, and because I had my arms so stiff, That's why I broke the bone, and that's
Yeah.
just really embarrassing. Considering my track record, because like I've managed to these pads managed to save my life so many times, and it's such a shame to see them like fail at this opportune moment. But it goes to show that I just need to practice the way I need to fall and roll, and just be prepared for situations like that. I can fall and roll in the front, but I'm not really used to doing that in the backwards. Anyway, I'm sorry to turn this into a sob story. Isla, if it weren't for this, I really wanted to make something big and special just for you, because like I've been saying my congratulations for you coming out. Ever since like you've made the bloody what's it called, the episode, I forgot what it's called, but yeah, you going out has made me very happy, and I'm very proud of you, and you're brave to keep a professional face amidst the deluge of reactions, and just seeing you change your appearance and your personality throughout the ETA videos is such a joy, and your parents will be extremely happy to see you now, and I think that's all I had to say. There's surgery tomorrow when they're supposed to do some work on my arm, and I hope that after that my recovery is going to be like real quick. But anyway, yeah, I'm going over the limit. But yeah, thanks for listening. That's really all I could do. Love and respect, everyone. Cheers, Isla.
Cheers. Oh boy.
Good luck.
Yeah. Breaking up. I haven't broken, like I do, I've snowboarded my whole life. I roller skate. Haven't broken anything yet.
I dropped a sound system on my leg one time, and to this day I cannot believe it didn't break my leg in two.
Oh, yeah.
The sound system just kind of went clunk on my leg that was like angled 45 degrees to the ground. It just stood there. And, I got a nasty cut, but
no snowboarding injuries. I mean, I've fallen and stuff, but I haven't broken any bones.
Sprained my ankle this summer, but
knock on wood.
But I chuckled because I know you feel embarrassed, but like that's also cool, man. It's also like you don't sound discouraged. You sound very invested in learning, and I think it's just kind of the nature of the beast.
Also, is that shout out to your Nick?
Hopefully, yeah, that's Nick.
Yeah. So fun to hear people.
Nick. And Nick in the hospital.
Nick.
And Nick possibly going into surgery right now. But a lovely, lovely post. Music.
Oh.
Kicking it off with Kevin Gillet is not a bad way to do it. Hello, Island Brandon. So, Metroid Dread is Game of the Year. I had a seriously grand time going 100% on this fantastic game, and the beautiful month of October has come to an end with Halloween and the promise of more Animal Crossing very, very soon. Since I adore... Oh my god, 2 days.
2 days, Jones. And Just Dance tonight.
I got finished Riders Republic,
Sophia's very excited about that.
Since I adored Happy Home Designer, I'm more than up for Happy Home Paradise. Naturally, at this precise time in the gaming calendar, the Halloween music of choice this year for me was KK Dirge, which I hope I've remade to acceptable levels of spookiness for your enjoyment.
Oh my god.
Love and respect. Kevin Gillet, a.k.a. the thing playing in my basement.
Are we going to get DMCA'd for this?
I hope so.
Worth it. I love this already.
Dark Souls boss thing.
Yeah.
I can just see it. Like,
Yeah.
swinging.
Oh yeah. What strings plugin do you use? It sounds so good. Impressed. Very cool. Very cool.
Yep. Make that my ringtone. Kieran Little. Greetings, Jones and Isla. This month I'd like to correct last month's mistake. Actually submit a spookier submission like I had intended. Please cut me off at the 3-minute mark, as I made this video deliberately overly long, and chat, please be nice to Jones when he does. I broke the rules, not him. Celebrating Halloween and the glorious return of 2D Metroid, I threw together a medley and tribute to one of my favorite game series. I'm quite happy with how this turned out musically, but I feel I could do better on the video side. We live and learn. Please enjoy, everyone, and if you do, don't forget to check out the full version on my YouTube channel. P.S. Thanks to the members of the Metroid Dread Posting Facebook page for helping me with some footage capture. Love, respect, Kieran. Let's get the YouTube, just off the top of my head, I don't know if it's Coneman or if it's Kieran. I don't remember your YouTube channel name. Let's make sure people know after... Oh, just Mr. Coneman. One more. Metroid Dread can be the first Metroid game I've ever
You suck!
I know, I was not paying attention! I wasn't paying attention, it's so good!
Oh, damn it!
It's so good! I do this to promote his YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Mr. Coneman. All one word, no underscores, no nothing. MRCONEMAN. I did stop the rock, so I do. I do around here. I'm Captain Buzzkill. Captain Buzzkill reporting for duty. Kim Nick H doesn't mind. You get to listen to their music now. Greetings, Isla and Jones. After the month of eeriness, I think it's time to go back to familiar territories. Let's go for a walk on the street where good alliances are made and great friendships bloom. Welcome to Bonds Boulevard. Love and respect. Stay safe, allies. Trust me. This is good. I know we want to be hearing Metroid now, but this also rocks. Coming to dip.
What's gonna happen?
It makes me just want to make a beat 'em up, man.
Yeah.
Every time people bring the style to the showcase.
I wonder what they used to make this. Like a tracker or what? It is like Funky Gold Max, yeah.
That'd be a reboot. Nobody's seen it. Funky Gold Max.
Literally called
The costumes!
Make it happen. I loved that.
It's kind of great.
Yeah.
Holds that last note. Good stuff, good stuff. And finally, our video category with this. Get out of here. This. Get out of there. This. It's Jesse Blue now. That's Alexander Zirinov's video, which we will watch next. But Jesse Blue kicking it off. Hello, Isla, Jones, and chat. Hope you all had a good weekend. Thank you for the amazing marathon stream and spooky content last week. I'm glad you enjoyed the candy and gifts I sent, and I'm glad I got to spend some time with you, Sophia and Bloodworth, while I was in town. Well, it's still Halloween week, so I've prepared a little something spooky. I sent the audio version last October while Huber was, quote-unquote, on the couch, and I wanted to make a video version. I have been working a little on the default program that came with my laptop, so forgive my loop edits. I know they'll stick out like a sore thumb, but you know it takes practice to get smooth. Here's the full 8 minutes version for the community. I sent the 3-minute version, a link to Jones on Patreon. Thank you, allies, for all you do. Love and hugs, Jesse Blue. So again, Jesse Blue, B-L-U, all one word, Jesse Blue, capital B. If you want to check out not only this piece, the full 8-minute version, but all the other stuff Jesse has submitted, you can do that. Take it away with the cool background.
It was a fearful night. The wind sobbed and wailed around the house, like lost spirits mourning their doom. The rain beat upon the casements, and the trees, writhing in the torture of the fierce blast, groaned and swayed until their tops almost swept the earth. Bright flashes of lightning pierced even through the closed shutters and heavy curtains, and the thunder had a sullen, threatening roar that made your blood creep. It was a night to make one seek to shut out all sound, stir the fire and nestle deep in the armchair before it, and have something cheerful to think or talk about. But I was all alone. It was just such a night that Nancy Black died. What a fearful night for the soul to leave its earthly home. I spoke aloud as, rousing from a train of thought, I drew my heavy mantle closer round me and cuddled down in it. I was in the library and had been looking at the shadows playing on the furniture and shelves. While sitting thus, a queer sensation crept over me. It was not fear, but a feeling as though, if I'd looked up, I'd see something frightful, and a sensation as though someone was breathing icy cold breath upon my forehead. But I am not fearful, nervous, nor imaginative, and resolutely throwing off the dread that fell upon me, I turned around and looked up, and there, so close by my side, that my hand, involuntarily thrown out, passed through her seeing form, stood Nancy Black. "In the name of God, Nancy Black, what brought you here?" I exclaimed. A hollow whisper followed.
"Thank you, my old friend, for speaking to me, and oh, how deeply I thank you for thinking of me tonight. I have come to tell you that you must go over to the old house, and in the back room I always kept locked, have the carpet taken up. You will see a plank with a knot hole in it. Remove that, and you will find what caused me to lose my soul. Ah, Jeanette, is not your old friend pure and innocent? It is a bitter part of my punishment, that I must change your thought of me. Farewell, do not fail me, and pray for us, Jeanette. Pray.
So good. I feel like maybe I've read that story before. It sounded familiar.
Woo-wee. Good stuff.
I had a research break before the next one.
Perfect. Swordfish asked a question that I'll answer. Did Amanda ever do any spooky voice work? She did all the little girl whistles in Us.
Oh.
Jordan Peele's Us. Whistling is like a thing in the movie. That's all Amanda. And not all the whistling, all of the whistling the little girl does. And she's done a bunch of zombies for like games and other stuff, but most notably recently she was the zombie queen in Army of the Dead, right? That's what came out this summer. That was the Zack Snyder film. So that is a, tall, blonde, attractive model that they got to do the physical work. And then anytime that's all Amanda. So, and she was the other mother in the Coraline video game. Thank you, RF Sochart. She did the voice match for Terry Hatcher, who was the other mother in Coraline the movie. And she was the other mother, including all versions of the other mother. If you have not seen Coraline, she was in Us. But again, she just did. And Jordan Peele was like the one person in Hollywood that she still thinks back on that reaction. She's like, I was such a nerd. She did some joke with Jordan, and he like looked at her like, what? And she was like, no, I meant because of the. And he was like, oh right, yeah, like the movie I made or whatever. And she was just like, let's do the VO. I'm sorry, but yeah. And did the Atlanteans in the Snyder cut? All the yeah, and you see the female Atlanteans in the background. Yeah, that's all. Like Amanda and one other dude, I think, did all that stuff, but that's not necessarily spooky stuff. Yes, well, she didn't do spooky voice work in that, but that was a spooky movie. She was in Submerged. What is it called? Underwater. I think it's just called Underwater with Kristen Stewart, who I'm watching right now in the Twilight Saga. Yeah, Underwater is a very small cast. It's one of those, like, you know, Leviathan, Alien, Abyss type films where people that are deep, deep, deep underwater find something that's not nice. And she is basically like the AI. So anytime it's like, you have 10 minutes of oxygen left, that's all Amanda. And they gave her she didn't even know the name at the time, and then she saw the credits, and it's like Patty Poseidon or something. Like they actually gave her like a, kind of like in Loki, they gave her like a name. You're in a Johnny Cab. I love being underwater. Well, see, that's the thing, is I'm terrified of underwater, so I like the Abyss. The Abyss is one of my favorite thrill rides as far as films go. Yeah, underwater messes me up in film, in games, probably more in games. Oh man, that Red Dead Redemption 2 mission where you like go like waist deep into the swamp and are holding up the lantern. I was like, ah!
We need to take these bags of candy and cast them out.
I mean, yeah. Don't throw away the pixie sticks. I'm like, don't keep the pixie sticks. And I already took the candy corn home.
You're a psychopath with these pixie sticks.
It's kind
Maniac.
It's kind of you. You didn't bring any in. Thanks.
I
I'll get them when the showcase is done. We're close.
Did Amanda get to meet Jordan Peele?
She did. She got to work with him.
That's
she told him a
very cool.
cheesy joke that he didn't understand. He was like, "What?" And she was like, "It's the thing you." Never mind. He was like, "Oh, I get it." And she's like, "Please, let's just work." It's kind of the thing where he's like, "You're a fan. I appreciate it." But yeah, super cool. You can imagine like Jordan Peele's day, and then he's just like, you know, breaking for lunch. He's like, so we're gonna write later? And he's like, "No, I gotta meet the whistle girl." You know, that gal we cast to whistle. I gotta go whistle with her.
She's real weird. She keeps telling me obscure jokes.
Yeah.
I just
Very
watched,
attractive though.
Yeah. I just watched Get Out again. And it's maybe the 4th or 5th time I've seen it. Still notice new little things in it.
In Us?
And Get Out.
Oh, Get Out. Oh, yeah. Get Out. Super good. Saw Candyman, finally.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Was it good?
Yeah.
Was it scary?
Yeah. I was with my wife and my mom, so I don't know if they, like, sometimes, like, Amanda will scream at nothing, and I'll be like, ah! And I'm, like, on edge for 5 minutes. Like, thanks for that. This is great.
Yeah, their energy.
Yeah. But I definitely enjoyed it. There were definitely lots of twists and turns. From Alexander Zirionov, hello allies. I've decided to continue highlighting my favorite Apex Legends characters. Last month we saw Loba and her sad tale of death and revenge. Today I'll show you Rampart, who has a completely different vibe. Ramya Parekh, aka Rampart, is a talented engineer, skillful fighter who just needs a big gun and a backpack full of scrap metal to get by in the dangerous world of the Outlands. Before opening her popular modding shop and starting to take jobs from all kinds of mercs, she made a name for herself in the underground gauntlet circuit, climbing to the top with pure skill and custom modded gear. Ramya never shied away from letting people know how great she was, or better yet, how bad they were. Maybe that's what led a group of assailants to burn down her shop one night. But just as her business turned to ashes, she got something else, an invitation to join Apex Games. By Wraith's suggestion, Ramya rented a room in Mirage's apartment and turned it into her new modding shop. Now she not only fights on arenas, but also makes gear for other legends, including Rampage's light machine gun and Valkyrie's wings. In terms of gameplay, Rampart is a defensive legend. Her passive ability grants her... She's a defensive legend, sorry. Her passive ability grants her bigger magazines. That's an
Her
interesting...
personality, she's just very defensive.
But that's an interesting... Yeah. That's an interesting distinction for, like, VO. Like, that's, like, part of what I do. It's like, oh, legend, capital L. You know?
Right. Oh,
defensive is what... She's a defensive legend, is the descriptor.
Right. They're
Got
called legends.
Her passive ability grants her bigger magazines and faster reload for all light machine guns. Her tactical ability places amped cover that blocks bullets on one side and amplifies damage of shots from the other side. This allows you to fortify open terrain, barricade doors and windows, or protect yourself while healing or reviving.
That's a cool ability.
You can also disassemble undamaged cover or not give advantage to enemies who might follow your footsteps. Rampart's ultimate ability is mobile minigun Sheila, which can either be carried by herself as a single magazine weapon or placed down as a stationary, reloadable turret to be used by anyone. Sheila, by the way, is also the name of Valkyrie's ex-girlfriend. Rampart's active abilities are very slow, however, so you almost need to set everything up before the enemy shows up. Rampart is my second favorite legend to play as, because even though you need to manually create situations in which her abilities will be the most useful, Rampart can easily force less experienced enemies to panic and more experienced players to change their plans. I thought that said pants for a second. I like change their pants. I also like her attitude and her banter with teammates. In this video, I've tried to highlight Rampart's abilities as well as her interactions with Mirage, Valkyrie, and other legends. This is just a small taste. The game is much more than I could possibly show in 3 minutes. Let's go to the videos tab, why don't we?
Videos tab.
Time to show them what we're made of. Which is just blood and guts, really. Guess I'm the jump master. Knew it would fall to me eventually. Desperation. Let's show these fools why their parents never loved them. Love me an LMG. Whole squad's not in the ring. If you're gonna die, at least get shot. Ring's closing in 45. It's close. We can go now or kill here. Whatever. I'm pumped. Looting here. I'll keep the good stuff and let you know about the rest.
Rampage here.
Dibs. I knew I was gonna go balmy today. Come here, my girl.
Preparing to defend this area.
I'll come too. No point in dying alone.
Maybe.
I'm cover for you, mates. Tossing up some amped cover.
I like that. Oh wow, yeah, all over the place.
Took down an enemy. Sheila's coming. Don't get it away, eh? This is the best bloody day ever! And you get a bullet! And you get a bullet! And you get a bullet! Hey, I told you to buy the extended warranty. This is gonna cost you.
Quit calling that thing Sheila, or next time I might not pick you up.
Death box here.
Oh,
I have that name when you pry it from my cold dead teeth. No, wait. What's this remind you of?
Okay, sure. But you still owe me a mod.
Oof, nothing does me better than an LMG. Quit your frowning. You'll get wrinkles.
Keeping my eyes on that spot.
She doesn't sound Scottish.
I'll
to me
tag
at all.
along.
She sounds
Wouldn't want you getting lost again.
Oh, you think this gets you out of our bed? No way, your head.
Don't take this so seriously, mate. I don't. I'm down. Help a mate.
I'm pretty sure this means you're in cleaning duty for a month. Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
Oh, great. I'll use the mop you got on top of your bloody head.
Yep, that's a yes. I'll leave the bucket out for you. Throwing an oxta.
Right. That was the last one in the squad.
With moves like that,
then, yeah.
the arenas could never
Or
hold you,
Pakistan,
Ramya.
Hey. Yeah? Uh-huh.
You are the Apex Champions.
Yay! Nice way to crank it up there,
Sri
Zarno.
Lankan,
Appreciate
yeah,
it. Appreciate
true.
it. From Sarah Knight, hey Jones and Isla. Hope things are going well for you. With Drawtober come and gone, I got into working on my webcomic Summer Days, and I hit the double digits with episode 10, baby. Woo!
Ooh, nice.
Still working on the poster set for episode 9 as a side thing. As for the video, I decided to do only 5 drawings for Drawtober this year, since I feel that's all I had time for. What I ended up doing was taking the entire month off from webcomic work and focused on the 5 drawings. Turned out to be a good payoff in the end, since I'm now refreshed on the webcomic with very little burnout. A little announcement at the end of the video for anyone that doesn't know yet. I hope you guys continue to stay safe and be awesome to everyone around you. Much love and respect, Sarah Knight.
Sarah Knight. I love this music. I love draw process videos because it's like every part of this I couldn't do
Right.
except make the video. I could do that.
I always say they make me feel like I did something. It's like, oh, I drew that. Nice. Look at me go. Pathless, baby. Troy Baker's not here.
Yeah. Oh, the
That
shading.
is Laura Baker.
So good.
Oh, is that a little like color match thing, or what was that? You like brought the little temple thing or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah, just know what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny. She definitely kind of reminds me of the power of the zeitgeist because, like, whoa, the world was obsessed with her for a couple days.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, about a week, and then
Forever relevant. Love it.
yay!
Oh, the
Spirit Fair gal.
Spirit Fair, yeah.
What is her name?
That
Door or something.
I don't remember. That was one of those games where I was like, I'm really enjoying this,
It's a very
and I
literal
definitely
name.
will not finish this. Does she have heterochromia, this character?
Yeah.
I'm so bad at this game.
Nice. Get those sales.
Oh, nice.
That would feel good. And there it is again in chat, in case you missed it. Let's go back. Boom, in case anybody's writing it down. Boop, there you go. There's that again. Thank you. From Eric Jackson, happy Halloween, Jones and Isla. This month I wanted to do a little more than a simple voiceover clip. I made this for a future one-shot with my D&D players, so if you'd rather immerse yourself in their shoes, just close your eyes and imagine a colossal skeleton dragon speaking. Love you, folk. Love this community. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure to play to the very end. And for those curious, my audio program is GarageBand. I use an Audio-Technica AT2020 USB mic. And here we go.
So, you dare to enter my sanctum unannounced. Brave or foolish? I wonder, how much does he intend to reward your valor? Even here I can smell his stench. If that insect of a king thinks the likes of you can impede my ascension, well, I do so love the taste of cattle. But come to me. I want to gaze upon you as you witness true perfection. I have spent time out of time seeking one thing. The end of your race. Now, behold my glory unfold. See if you have what it takes to cease my everlasting darkness. My creeping doom. For the time of Dargothoth has come.
And
Happy
initiative.
Halloween.
Yep.
Fucking Boxby.
Good stuff. You sound a lot like the Jack of Blades from the original Fable. That was like totally his voice. And there's more. Ultimately, I'm happy with the result. There's a few flaws that linger, but after 3 to 5 edits, I think it was time to call it. It was way more difficult than I had ever considered to record VO while acting on camera, and I think the performance suffered plenty as I struggled to remember my lines, but it's an excuse to work on that skill, so don't be surprised if you get a bit more of this style in future showcases. Thanks for all you do. Love and respect.
Just
Eric
put it
Jackson.
out. Just put
I
it
know,
on
I know.
monitor in
Yeah.
front of
There's not
yourself
gonna
and read it.
put it on
Big
a big
font.
or a big board.
Yeah.
Or just like the like breaks with a big part. Like it's like you'll finish one line and then you're like, what's the next theme? So you can even just do bullet points of like, these are the 3 things I talk about in this monologue, and then you can remember those jumps. Or even just like the line you always forget.
Big font so you don't have eye trace.
Fun. I always say this because I had the same issue when I started to do Trailer Academy, right? It was the first time I talked into a camera, recorded, and I wanted to memorize it. And I was timing it at the same time. And so I would take a Post-it note, I would draw a little dot on it, and I would put it up on the wall, and I would do the line to the dot. And that's the trick about cameras, is it's not that like you're scared of the lens, it's just such a very specific point to be staring at. And so like you practice something and then you get in front of the camera and you're like, well, now I can't do it. And so you like need to do it like to a very small point or just an object or something. And then I think like that seemed to be the biggest thing, was like the focus. It's just a weird thing to ask your brain to do. You also destroyed that, Eric. So
yeah, that was amazing. I suppose, yeah, you wanted to look right into the camera. That makes sense.
But yeah. No, I love it when it's like some old actor selling like vitamins or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, they come on at like 3 a.m. It's like, hi, I was on a TV show and I'd like to tell you. It's like, you're not even trying to look at the... They clearly just... Dude, you got one take with this, guys.
The version
Gotta get back to the home by 4 p.m.
Like, I used to memorize entire plays and stuff, and I, like, don't remember how I did that, because now it's like, it feels like I can't remember anything. Like, I can't memorize shit for shit.
I remember doing Guys and Dolls one time during a performance, and I was watching Sarah, like, sing or do a scene, and, like, in my brain was like, man, I like this show. I know the show really well. Shit, what's my next line? Like, I immediately forgot what I was supposed to do, like, when you actually start, like, I'm on stage doing a scene.
There were so many times where, like, and I mean, I guess you've got Wu Wei going, and you're, like, in it and in the character, when, like, there were times on stage where I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say next, and then my mouth just says it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that was it.
It's like the gap between the second hardest and the hardest difficulty in Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell your fingers to do it. Your fingers just do it. Like,
they just do it.
Your brain's like, I can't. Electricity doesn't work that fast. I can't. I've sent signals, but they don't get there in time. Radioactive Magic. Hello to the wonderful Isla and my good buddy Brandon.
Hi.
No, I'm Bloodworth. I'm here to share my next Pokemon game design study episode. I'm going to skip ahead to 9:26 in the vid and miss a bunch of stuff I think you would enjoy. However, I thought these 3 minutes might resonate with you most, although you won't get to see it unless you go watch the video yourself. At the end, I put a dedication to my video editor, Silver Stitch, for the great work they do. I'd love to hear Isla's thoughts, being just so darn good at editing yourself. Hope you both had a fantastic Halloween and a great November. Love and respect, Damon, a.k.a. Radioactive Magic. And this is a video series where they are looking at... what if you were to reboot Pokemon? Start from scratch. How could you do it? What would you need to do? So let me, hold on, maybe go right to 9:36 after I play it. Yeah, I'll do
that.
When you walk around the wild area, the designers wanted to pack so much in that I wondered just how could so many different species possibly get along in this space?
9:26. I failed.
You have
I failed.
Overcrowded with variety and come across as awkward. Obviously, I think that Sword and Shield is the strongest example of the world being cluttered. When you walk around the wild area, the designers wanted to pack so much in that I wondered just how could so many different species possibly get along in this space? You know what it's like, you're biking along on a clear day, maybe spot something interesting as you go, when suddenly the weather changes and you have a completely different roster of Pokemon spawning around you. The variety to catch was actually one of my favorite things about Sword and Shield, but how it was arranged just felt so unnatural. As if there should have been much greater distances to cover so the territories of these creatures could have some room to breathe. Enough so that environments can organically mix together and ecosystems could feel solidly established. When I see a Pokemon, I want to be able to immediately recognize what it contributes to that environment or why it is there. That is not to say that the mainline games have entirely failed at this. In fact, it is because I occasionally find such great moments where I'm exploring an environment and come across a Pokemon that just feels like it belongs there, and that I have discovered it. It is these few examples of how well it could be done that it makes the janky parts more awkward. And most of it is janky, which is not entirely a bad thing. It was okay for many years, just let me catch them. But a reboot is the perfect time to build a system with better gameplay. For an example of just how beautifully awesome this can be done, look at Monster Hunter World. And I'm not just talking about the fauna, but the flora as well. Its ecosystem is filled with wonders, yet none of it feels out of place. I desperately want that same feeling for Pokémon. It's almost as if the concept of Pokémon was tailor-made for that kind of experience. With this in mind, let's get into the second part about how to build and represent the environment in which we find our magical beasts. When an environment is designed, the condition of that environment should take the creatures that are in it into account. How do these two interact and impact on each other? While out exploring, you may find evidence of how the nests created by Bidoof have forced the shape of the river to change over time. If a player hears about a very rare Pokémon that loves a specific flower, they should be able to find that flower in the middle of a forest somewhere and then get to hunting. If you walk into an open patch of twigs and dead grass in that forest, you can recognize that you just clumsily strolled into the den of a Nidoking. Like I said, Pokémon makes billions of dollars from their games, so investing a few dozen more millions of dollars isn't going to stop them from still making the billions. The Monster Hunter franchise doesn't make anywhere near the amount of money that Pokémon does, yet they commit a higher budget to creating these environments because they know it is a worthwhile investment.
Yeah.
Pokemon's own environments can achieve that same quality, or at least a baseline improvement overall, without impacting sales negatively. The feelings I would hope to inspire with this idea of enhancing the ecosystems is that the player is going about discovering and tracking down Pokemon for documentation and taming.
Good stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
That was really good.
3 minutes. Yeah, and that's a 15-minute video. A lot of great details, and it's one in a series. So
yeah, no notes.
I know.
Was there music?
The Gengar part was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really dug it. I really kind of want to dive into all of that stuff. It's funny. The only thing I don't like about the series, Radioactive Magic, is it makes me sad because I try not to fantasize about that too much. About oh, what if we got this, crazy, gorgeous remake of Final Fantasy VI, or what if just these kind of pie in the sky ideas, because you're so right on with all of your stuff. I love that flower idea. I guess.
Pokemon, I learned through Sword and Shield. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they just do what they have to. They don't do what they could. But the hunting in World and Witcher 3, where you actually have to think about what you're doing.
It was funny to experience Pokemon from the outside looking in, and it was so frantic and made so much money, and people just bought it so much and talked about it so much, and the show was so popular in movies and everything. And then I get each review and be like, huh. This person didn't like this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like this person's really frustrated. It's like, are you hearing about it on podcasts? Be like, it sounds like all these people are very angry.
Yeah, when I was playing Sword and Shield, I was like, oh, because I played Let's Go Eevee, which I never played Pokemon before besides Go. I played Let's Go Eevee and then Sword and Shield, and I was like, I just played the first game in the series, remade, and the newest game in the series, and they didn't change anything. They've just literally been doing the same shit. Which, I mean, it obviously ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
Yeah, and it's funny because he's like, invest more millions of dollars to make the game look better. And Nintendo's like, it's our millions of dollars.
That's millions of dollars.
What do you... And I don't have it anymore? What kind of an idea is that?
I wanted those.
That's mine. From Bo, another one of our lovely patrons that is neck deep in game development right now. So it's so fun to follow the updates. It's a great chapter update. Hey everybody, got back into Nex Machina. Firmly believe that it's the best twin-stick shooter I have ever played. I do wish the cosmetics weren't so grindy though. Anyway, this month's submission is another devlog. Love and respect.
Hello. I'm using an actual mic, so now I don't sound like I'm talking through a trash can. Let's just get started. I went back to my old assets and started deleting geometry that the player would never see, like these patio walls. The camera would never look into that building anyway, so why have them? With a lot of the assets made, I wanted to really start putting them down in the engine. I first blocked out the composition. I then started placing the basic blocks with my assets and baked lighting. But I forgot to add the shadow map on the assets. So when I baked the lighting, I got these blotchy black spots. If you recall, I'm using one texture for a lot of the assets. To do that, I had to put UVs on top of each other. But UE4 is using that UV data for the shaders and the light baking. So UE4 is baking in both the lighter parts and the shaded parts of the object on top of each other, making those weird errors. I went back to Blender and made a separate UV map just for the shadow map. Then re-imported them into UE4 and set the UV coordinate to my newly made shadow map.
Like you do.
Then baked the lighting again. And huzzah! The baking errors are gone, but you can see some problems remain. To solve this, all I do is go back into the settings and up the shadow resolution. And now it's much better. With the baking errors gone, I took another look at what I had. I felt it was kind of boring and empty, but I played a bit of Cyberpunk 2077 recently, and I've learned a very valuable lesson. When in doubt, add pipes, vents, and more pipes, and more vents.
Yeah.
And when all else fails, just put in some AC units and some neon signs. So I got to work. I found some air conditioners and vending machines and modeled very basic AC units. A lot of you are thinking, wow, that looks awful. And you'd be right. But it doesn't really matter because the camera isn't going to ever get this close anyway, and there's going to be so many that I need them to be low poly. But I did want the fans to move, so I found a fan texture and assigned it to part of the AC unit. In UE4 I used the same shader nodes to rotate the fan texture. And with that, I'm done. I've got my air conditioners, pipes, vents, and signs. And I also borrowed some assets from one of UE4's tech demos. I really love this showcase because a lot of these assets are way less graphically intense than you'd think they are, and it uses assets in some really smart ways. Like, look at that tree and rock. Wow, that must be pretty advanced. Oh no, it's not. But that room, that's gotta be all modeled. Oh no, it's not. It's just a texture. So, with my newly acquired assets, I filled in my city and baked the lighting. I'm not going to use this little city in the final game, I'm just using it to help me see what I should work on next. Like, although it's not barren anymore, now it's a little too busy. There's nothing the eye can focus on. I might have gone a little too far with the vents and pipes. I need more foliage to break up all the concrete. I should make more wall assets instead of just these cubes. And I realized my depth of field was way too high, so the player wouldn't even be able to see the background, it was just a blur. Well, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.
Damn.
Birds. I love it. I love these devlogs. They're so cool.
But, like putting in that amount of effort into something you're not even gonna use.
Well, but that's I wonder how much. I wonder how much game development is that. I wonder. I've always imagined there's like, and that's when you hear like, well, they've scrapped it or they're starting over and you get scared. But it's like I imagine there's this point where they're just like, how do we want this to look and can we do that? No, not like that. And then they finally like, yes, we made this one spot.
Yeah.
Okay, everything else we've written and designed and thought of, let's make it look like that. And then they just like off to the races as fast as they can. So that way when like 80-90% in development, when you're like, well, maybe if we add it, it's like we can't, we're painting now. Like we can't, I mean, that's done. All that was months ago.
Like I was working on a song yesterday and I spent like 10-15 minutes singing into one module and having a bass be manipulated by a different module. And then like I ended up sampling maybe 1 second of each of them, So it was like 20 minutes of tape that became a really, really short thing. But I just wanted that little sound, So I guess it's kind of like that. Yeah.
But, man, when the Cyberpunk shots, I lost it. It was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, our final video. Sneaking in. Patreon tried to delete it.
Oh.
But Ashes of Veronea got it in. Hi, Island Blood. This video was actually meant to be in the showcase 4 months ago, but got delayed. It's just some Final Fantasy XIV gameplay and like 30 seconds of another game that I won't name right now. Spoiler disclaimer, the Final Fantasy XIV fight spoils one of the story trials in Stormblood that happens around level 64. The second game shouldn't worry anyone in this. They consider very superficial exploration. Spoilers. Take it away.
Isla, I just really want to say thank you. Thank you for resisting. Thank you for everything that you do. I hope that you are well. I hope that you continue to be well. And I hope that you will always be.
Wild and pure and
song makes me almost cry, like, instantly. Yeah, this planet is terrifying. This game is perfect. This game is perfect. The DLC was incredible. Gutsy left your ship on the other planet. Yeah.
3 minutes oxygen. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Beautiful. And that is these Isla Community Showcase. What a wonderful vibe standing on. I love it, I love it, I love it. Well, thank you, everybody. KB Holmes wrote placeholder. I checked it minutes before
The
we went
actor?
live. No, it just said placeholder on the...
Katie Holmes?
Actually, in here. KB Holmes.
Oh.
Katie Holmes asked to be a patron of these Islas, and I was like, no!
We got her.
Yep. Here we go. Gonna do it right now. Taking it live! Again, this is our community showcase, our $10 and above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. If you'd like to be a part of the community showcase
There might
for
be more. Is there more?
Wait.
More to say?
It's still a
after the
placeholder.
video?
After the video, yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's right. No, because it was a surprise. 2 weeks ago, I got an email back from a Final Fantasy XIV YouTuber named Pyromancer about a work opportunity. Today, I'm proud to say I got my first real job as an editor and already released 2 videos on his channel that have been met with very high approval from his audience. The money for the job now is life-changing for me, and I can finally guarantee that I will be able to be a patron permanently without worrying about money. Thank you very much.
Well, thank
The reason I made this video was so that I could thank the woman that was responsible for encouraging me to start learning editing years ago. First, when you gave a free lesson on editing for the audience during an easy update, and then when you taught Hubert basic editing skills. I started learning it very slowly until I felt confident enough to start looking for job opportunities, and now years of effort finally paid off into giving me the chance for the first time in my life, to work on something that I actually enjoy. Thank you, Isla, one more time. Hopefully next time I'll actually have more than one free day of work one free day to work on a video to show you. That was wonderful. So you can really see what I've been learning. Love and respect.
Love it.
Let's keep it going. Again, let's see. We're all in artistic
Congrats.
journeys together. I want to see more.
Dude, yeah, what a talented community we have.
Fell
It's
at the
crazy.
last hurdle.
Yeah, you almost made it without
Fell
making any
at
problem.
the last. Yeah, well, you know, it's part of it. It's part of the charm. At least I didn't have to get up out of the chair. At least I stayed on camera the whole time. All I had to do was just read more stuff. I digress. If you want to be a part of the community showcase for next month, so the next one will be the first week in December, around and about. I think we have it scheduled. You can see it on easyallies.com. You can get our schedule in your time zone, find out when we're doing all sorts of stuff, live stuff when shows are going live. And Brad Ellis will be joining me for the next showcase. That'll be our last showcase of 2021.
Oh,
so if you want to share what's going on in your life in the month of November, what you are up to, sometime in the month of November, you can go to patreon.com/easyallies. See all the previous showcases to get a vibe for what we've done previous to this episode. And then for just $10 or above, you don't have to stop at 10. You can be involved in the showcase near the end of the month. Again, shout out to Blood who did the post in October. Near the end of the month, we'll put up a post, usually about a week before the showcase, where you can submit all of this stuff. Then I will organize it, put the photos over here, put the videos over there, and we will enjoy all of these things. Shout out to people that are at that tier that do not contribute to the showcase. Shout out to people that are at that tier that do contribute to the showcase on a regular basis, but did not this month. We love all of your support, and we love all the people that regularly make this such a wonderful thing to be a part of. You make it a wonderful thing to be a part of, so because I knew the sound wouldn't be messed up. I walked out the door, and Amanda's like, "How you doing?" before the work today, and I was like, "I'm doing fine," because if breaks Isla face, last month it was Huber and I. And
if I'm here,
it's a little rough. And we're going to be streaming more stuff. There's more stuff again. Our schedule's on our website for you to check out. And you can see the showcase after. If you're watching it live now, it'll be up on youtube.com/EasyEyesRemain YouTube channel. As soon as I get a thumbnail together, what are we thinking? What are we thinking for thumbnails? Ooh, I kind of want to do some of the, because we never get images from Michelle, I kind of want to do some of that unusual stuff.
Those lesbian
book cover
witches.
and boom! Boom!
That elicited a good reaction from us.
There it is. There's your thumbnail. Sneak in. I usually get videos and music from Michelle. She snuck in, got some images up there. And Nick, I hope you feel better soon as soon as possible.
Oh no.
The different ways we can connect to our community through the showcase is always just a wonderful way to start the month. I hope you have a wonderful November, everybody. You'll see obviously us very soon on our channels.
Yeah.
But
we'll
thanks for making it a wonderful showcase. Thank you, Isla.
I think I'm streaming tomorrow.
You're streaming tomorrow, and Mike and Mike is in less than an hour, if all goes well. They're not here right now, so I can't make promises. But we're here, and we're out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.